Holy shit, it is Sunday. Welcome, everybody, to Pantelis Live. We're here on a Sunday. I have Poseidon with me and special guest, Emil Khoury.
Sup, motherfuckers?
Welcome. You made it right on time, right before we started. So, guys, I didn't play music today because I forgot to click on the play button. Doesn't matter. Patreon.com/Pantelis is where you go to get our exclusive content. Poseidon just dropped a brand new episode of In Bed with Poseidon yesterday. People seem to have liked it. You and Annabelle are getting along well.
Yes.
We have been talking. We might start releasing the audio to more platforms and start a French version of the show. So there's going to be an English one and a French one since they both speak those languages. The Poseidon69 on Instagram and Twitter. Emil, welcome, bro.
What the fuck is up?
We're doing a lot of stuff, bro.
Big week. I nearly got canceled by all of real estate agents in Quebec this week.
So because of what you posted?
Because of what we posted.
Were they mad?
They were fucking mad after that episode. So to just put a bit of context, on Sans Commentaire, my podcast, that is a French podcast with Jacob Ospian, we had an episode called Je suis fatigué.
Yeah.
And right after that episode, last week, there's the last half of the episode where we just started ramming real estate agents. Like we were
It was funny.
We were a bit tipsy, and I'm looking for a condo now, so I'm like right in this fury of, oh my god, like the market is on fucking fire right now, and these people are not doing an inch of work. And we just started roasting, and we posted it.
They didn't take it well.
Some agents didn't take it well. Some agents were calling some family of mine, and they're like, "We're not sending business anymore. Your site, like,
what?
and all."
Are you serious?
Yeah. We had agents saying like friends of friends that were calling, and they're like, "We're not sending any business." On the flip side, we just locked in a sponsor for the
a real estate agent.
A real estate agent.
There you go. Yeah. Can I tell you something? I don't know if you want, but I won't say it publicly, but let me know who said things like that. Like, we won't be doing business with your family. Let me know so I know to avoid these cocksuckers.
They're even anonymous about their claims. So it's another agent that told a family friend that we're like, they're not sending business anymore, and they don't want to get named.
What a bunch of fucking clowns.
So listen, we went hard, but if you're taking this personally, just like we're comedians, we get roasted all the time. Like, hey, you're an artist, you're in Quebec, this is government.
You should be able to take it.
You should be able to take it, but this is government funded, this is the arts, and this is this.
I'm not government. The government doesn't fund me.
But you've heard this, like, oh, you're an artist, you're not working, you're not doing anything. So some agents took it the wrong side, but it created some hype. We looked in a sponsor, and I've never had that many agents follow me after an episode.
That's so fucking crazy, dude. Fuck these people.
Yeah, people get offended at everything nowadays.
Yeah. Pepe Le Pew was canceled. They're trying to cancel him. Did you see that?
Pepe the pig?
No, Pepe Le Pew, the skunk.
The
skunk. Why? Well, I saw the article. I did not read it.
It said he promotes rape culture.
Yeah.
And he did rape me in 1994. I was raped by Pepe Le Pew. It's about time he's getting his comeuppance. I stayed silent for a long time because I thought people were not going to believe me that a cartoon skunk raped me.
The skunk piece of shit.
Since other people are coming out with it, then I'm brave enough to admit it.
He promotes rape culture as in he's a very, when he bites, he doesn't let go. That's like,
yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew, that's what's bothering people now.
It's a cartoon, bro.
Mr. Potato?
Mr. Potato Head, that was just a weird thing. They were saying like it's something but it wasn't. The Potato Head thing was a misunderstanding. All they said was because there's so many potato heads, the brand is no longer going to be Mr. Potato Head. It's just going to be the potatoes or whatever. That's fine.
So there's going to be Mr. Potato Head, there's going to be Miss Potato Head,
exactly.
and there's going to be the rest. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of a clumsy marketing stunt.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like to me too.
Okay, everything's a marketing stunt right now, by the way. Any decision that you see, any political statement, any social statement is a clumsy marketing stunt.
It's all meant to fuck with you, yeah.
It's all meant to fuck with you. Oreos that are like, I think they posted like a pro-transsexual a tweet, and then people were roasting them. So it's like either you say it, you get roasted, you don't say it, or you're not supporting.
Oreo?
Yeah, Oreo.
Why is Oreo even posting anything like that? Like, shut up. You're Oreo. You're a fucking cookie. You know what the real problem is? It's what I used to talk about on stage. The real problem, who are these fucking 500,000 people that follow Oreo on Twitter? Bro, who are you? How's your life going? We're like, look, I just want insightful tweets. So I'm going to follow a cookie.
Skittles.
Yeah. What does Skittles think about trans lives? That's where you're getting your information from. You're the fucking problem. Skittles, Oreo, fucking on stage I was talking about Kit Kats because they had like 250,000 people. But anyways, let me take this time to thank, we got the YouTube Mafia in the chat. Jofo's here, Steph's here. Who else is here? Gapes is here. Mademoiselle King, Nasty, Trey, Cool. Melanie's here. Flat Cat, Jessica, who sent us some cool keychains that we can be handing out to people when they win stuff on our Patreon. Those Pantelis Live keychains. You haven't seen one yet? I'm going to give you one as a gift for being here, sir.
Let's rock it.
I'm wearing one right now.
You're wearing the keychain?
Yeah.
Like as a cock ring? Like
Yeah.
what do you mean? Where is it?
Nipple ring?
It's on my.
You have it in your
it's
keys?
pierced at the head of my penis.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, Los Tabernacos is here. Poseidon's looking like a California surfer because of your hair. You look good. You look good.
Oh.
Looking very soft, but this mixed with the voice, I see you using a different voice on In Bed with Poseidon. Your voice becomes extra suave. You shower now and before these episodes. Your hair is slicked back.
Yeah.
Talking to Annabelle with a slightly broken English, and you just feel so confident there.
Yeah.
It was oozing. It was my phone overheated when I saw that. A 10-second clip. Just I see my phone stressing out the fuck is going on.
Because he puts his arm, he's like this. Yeah, so tell me how,
That was the chair lights a cigar at the studio.
but for real, how do you like it? Are we still talking about coffee? Yeah, just tell me how you like the coffee. Just tell me.
How you like your coffee dripped on your body? Sorry, what? This is. Do you ever have to contain yourself from saying your ridiculous comments that you would
Yes.
want to ask as a
Yes.
kid, but now you're like, I'm a grown up. She's my. Is she your co-anchor now? Or
Yeah,
is
it's
that-
his co-host.
yeah.
Yeah,
Co-host,
official.
yeah.
Yeah.
Co-host.
Official co-host.
Official
That's a
co-host.
cool move, by the way. Fucking cool. I was even surprised that it's not available out. So because I feel like this is.
Oh, there's going to be, we're already in talks. We're going to do more. Because in the beginning, I thought it was just like a gimmick. She just wanted to come on, promote her stuff. She did in the beginning. She came on, she promoted. But then she started to, as we all do, fall in love with podcasting, fall in love with just shooting the shit for an hour, talking to fans, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, her numbers were going up too. So she's like, oh, okay, there's something here. And she started having fun doing it. So then I've been watching them. She's a ball buster too. She likes fucking with them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me see. Let me ask. So I ask, hey, are you guys interested in putting the audio out? The video we don't want to put out because there's creeps that creep on her and shit like that.
You already blur her face, so that's
Yeah,
already
when
good.
there's clips, yeah, because they don't like that. So I said, we'll still keep the video behind the paywall, but the audio, maybe we could do it a week later. We could put it on iTunes and everything else, like the rest of our podcast.
That could be cool promo. And during, let's say, the video format on Patreon,
Yeah.
you guys blur out her face too?
No.
Okay.
No, you could see her if you're on the video. She doesn't mind that. As long as it's behind a paywall, it's not super easily accessible.
Yeah, for
she's
sure.
cool with it. It's more
Little does she know all your followers are fucking creeps. So there's
a lot of them. A lot of them are creeps.
including
But
Poseidon.
most of them are nice people. There's only one weirdo that really was.
there has been a weird.
There's a guy that was harassing her, and like he. And then I found him on the Patreon, so I blocked him. I said, yeah, for harassment. Yeah, we gave him back his money and said, fuck it. Yeah.
So you've had these experiences.
Yeah. There's weirdos out there. There's people that harass. Yeah.
Because we need to keep in mind something which is fucking great about podcasting and having these paywalls, and it's giving us the opportunity to talk to people that would have been out of reach in the past. Because let's say if you had questions about her profession, legitimate questions,
How would you ask it
how would you
legitimately?
first of all DM her like, hey, I don't want any of your services. I'm just curious, what's the business? Like, how the fuck does it work? Especially
Yeah, how would you do that?
Especially if you're called the Poseidon 69. Like, it's a combination of just for sure a disaster. So it's already cool that you guys have this opportunity to sit, and it's a perfect match because it's a perfect match.
With Poseidon, it works. So I don't know what we're gonna call the French version, but we are working on getting a French version. Because what I want to do is, once the audio is available publicly,
Yeah.
then I could get ads for them, so they
Okay.
could be making money off ads. Sex shops, porn sites, whatever the fuck is related to their.
I was already ahead of you on that one.
So it'll be good, right? And then they'll grow and do their thing. Plus,
Fucking sick, you're advertising now towards like porn and sex shops. This is a different branch of like, there's a marketing aspect to it. It's like, okay, which sex shop can we aim for this market? And
Yeah.
that's fucking sick.
I already have one in mind.
they're gonna have. Yeah, you see what I mean? They're gonna have their own thing because it's their own demographic.
Yeah.
It's their own thing going on there. So they're and it's just part of the stuff we do. It's going to be one of the shows like he does it now. And then there's more shows that I'm trying to bring along too. I spoke to you a bit before.
Yeah.
We're not going to give too many details, but you know the plan.
Yeah.
And the plan is very big compared to what we're doing now.
Of course it is.
It's this is small scale compared to what we're working towards.
And how did you end up getting in touch with Annabelle?
She reached out to me.
She's just like, I listened to the podcast.
She reached
So
out to me.
she said something, can you stop following me around?
Please.
Like get away from my window. And then he's like, yeah, that's cool.
Sure.
You just have to ask. You want to do a podcast? I'll talk about it.
Yeah. Would you like to discuss?
And she reached out to me that she was interested in coming on. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So she came on. I saw she was fun. I'm like, yo, this girl's chill.
Yeah. And then he's like, do you want to be my girlfriend? She's like, babe, no.
Actually, did you? Was there some sort of heat? Like,
Oh, yeah, it's weird. He's in love with her, and
She does
she
not
knows
give a
it.
fuck.
I'm the T-Pain of podcasting.
No, you're
this
not.
is a new form of
I'm
fetish.
in
This is
love with a stripper.
you know how there's financial domination, there's podcast domination
Yeah,
now. So
that's
just Poseidon with blue balls after each episode, just going back home with his hair slicked back, looking at himself in the mirror like, you piece of shit.
And you know what's funny is, so she has an accent. Obviously, she's doing it in English.
Yep.
When they start the French version, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun for people here because then she's gonna be comfortable. Plus, he speaks French.
Yep.
So that version of the podcast for Quebecers is gonna be fun.
Do you feel like the language barrier is stopping her from going too much into details, or she's just...
No,
or
I
is-
think she's comfortable. Yeah, she just
she's
has an
very
accent like how I have an
comfortable, yeah.
accent. Yeah, that's it.
So I saw that you guys posted the clip, and I was curious, like, okay, that's fucking cool. It's really on brand with In Bed with Poseidon, whatever it is. So I went on her page, and she doesn't have 1 trillion followers. I feel like she's building her social media now.
Yeah.
But you never, let's say in the porn industry and sex workers, OnlyFans, whatever, you just assume that they start OnlyFans and they're already blown up by that time. Like when you open your OnlyFans account, if you're a woman, you have 100,000 followers, you're top 1%. No, there's hustle behind
Yeah, there's
it.
a lot of hustle.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
us, like podcasting.
Just like you're like an open micer. You're an open
Yeah.
micer of tit pics. Like this is how it started.
Well, because there's so many girls doing that now that it's huge. And also, apparently, I was listening to Flagrant 2, and they were talking about this. The reason why OnlyFans exists was because the porn moguls, right,
Yeah.
were squeezing the girls way too much for money.
Yeah. They were taking everything.
Yeah, they were taking everything. So that's what created OnlyFans, basically.
So who started OnlyFans? Is it let's say someone in the porn industry?
No,
or
just
was it
somebody
like a
smart.
tech-
It's like a Patreon, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it a porn mogul that went up into? Or
No.
I don't
like
know
it
any.
just-
Like you have to ask them. I don't know the details of OnlyFans. Like
If you Google it, you'll
probably
see
find
who
out.
it was. Yeah, you'll find out. I don't think it was an ex-porn guy or
Okay.
something like
I
that.
think it was just someone who's like, hey, there's a market here. There's
Yeah.
money to it. It's kind of like Patreon. Patreon's
No,
the
for
same
sure,
thing.
yeah.
Let me make a way for creators to go directly to the fans, so there's no middleman.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're the middleman. They still take like 30-something% of what you're making and everything.
For
so,
sure.
But in their defense, they're providing a service.
Yeah, and you have the rights to your own content
Exactly.
in the sense of like it's not someone pushing you to the work for let's say 12 hours and then you get paid whatever amount. Whereas if you have control over your content, and especially now, I feel like the new as a scientist in that field, the new wave is just like more. You're looking for more amateur type of content, so. The camera quality on an iPhone is sick. So if I'm about to watch a porn video and I'm like, oh fuck, this looks like it's filmed on an iPhone horizontally, I'm like, oh shit, this is getting me more turned on than if I know that there's fucking 6 people holding booms and like a director and a screenwriter and whatnot. So having OnlyFans especially, it gives more power. But then it's like, okay, how do I get... Same thing as Patreon versus TV gigs. TV gigs, maybe you... Long term, you can't make as much money as, let's say, Patreon if you build your following. But it's like, okay, I have power over my content, but now how do I get these people to watch my content?
It's hard. It grows. Jess Sorrell, all the way from Australia, dropping $5 in the chat. Jess Sorrell with the super chat over there. It must be very late in Australia.
And I found out with OnlyFans, most girls don't actually do it to make a killing. Like there are some girls that will.
But if you're gonna do it, why wouldn't you want to make a killing? Why would you do it? Like, I'm only here to make $30.
No. Like some girls, what they do is, because of the pandemic, I think we spoke about this already. A lot of girls lost their jobs and whatnot, So a lot of them don't even post nudes. They'll post bikini pics, stuff they would post on Instagram. And just
some people
Yeah,
do
they
that.
just
Yeah.
make money for it, and they just replace their salary, and they're happy with it. They're
And
just,
that's even if it's as an
videos.
extra, if you're not showing your face and you're okay
Yeah,
keeping your
exactly.
job, so
You
you
know?
make an extra $1,000 a month. It's you don't spit on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what that's to do with anything. We're not doing that. But if it's Poseidon, it's always going to go to OnlyFans, the conversation. The point is, we're podcasting.
Yes.
We got plans for podcasting. And you, whether you like it or not, you and Jacob, you're moving in here. So,
You're sort of twisting my arm.
yeah. He's like, oh, we're looking for it. They post online and people were messaging me like, why don't you let them come to your place?
They don't. A lot of people were telling me like about Pantelis. I'm like, you guys, this is not.
Yeah,
like
well,
we
it's
were-
not even a
like,
debate. Now that I saw them put it public, now they have no choice but to come here. If I see them anywhere else, he's gonna come and set the place on fire. You're coming with us. We're now that you know the gist of what we're doing, you're coming with us.
It's getting slightly interesting at
Yeah,
this point.
oh,
My
it's gonna-
nipples are on fire, and I'm getting excited.
Yeah. No, we got big plans.
Whoa, wait.
But I like doing it because I always surprise people because people always think that okay, now they're content, and like, pfft, you guys are crazy.
Because if you get content, then it's done.
Yeah, but every time someone thinks like, oh, nice, they made it to where they were trying to go. No, this was the plan to make it now. Wait in 6 months. We're working on something else. Like I always like surprising people.
There's no end to this shit.
There's no end to this shit.
The only end is when you lose everything and you're in the street. This is the culmination, and you hope that this end is as far as possible and you're dead. because there's no
Avatar says the Pepe Le Pew thing is from a Chapelle bit. Oh, Chapelle said to did Chapelle say cancel Pepe Le Pew?
Oh, you said it as a joke and people took it seriously?
I don't know. I don't know what he's referring. Get yourself some Mr. Puffs and show. And after the show, gentlemen, Captain Yolo dropped Twixie in the super chat. People are dropping super chats today. But yeah, I don't know who first started talking about Pepe Le Pew rape culture thing, but it's fucking dumb. Whether it was Chapelle joking about it or now that they're taking it seriously, like they wrote an op-ed, I think.
Don't they have to? I feel like a couple of movies or shows now on like Disney Plus have these warnings at the beginning of like a trigger warning.
Yeah, even the Muppets.
The Muppets now, they have a trigger warning at the beginning? Okay.
Yeah, they go, it might be offensive. This is a weird sanitized culture that they're creating. I'm all for making fun of cancel culture and all that, and I wanted to stop talking about it.
Yeah,
but this kind of stuff is so weird if you think about it, like long term. We were watching Clerks, the movie night on Patreon this Saturday was Clerks, and a lot of stuff that was happening in Clerks right now, people would have trouble putting on a show because it's too offensive.
Yep.
You know, the dead guy sex.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Chapelle Sesame Street bit right at the start. Oh, do you remember? Was that when Oscar the Grouch was he was a drug addict? He was sucking dick for
yes.
Dude, Chapelle had some fucking some bombs.
He's the GOAT.
But you know what? Him and I even like Key and Peele. They did a lot of good sketches too.
Oh, Key and Peele are they're not OGs. Of course, when the Chapelle show, in my opinion, I don't know if there were any sketch shows as in like Monty Python or whatever shows that were bigger back then, but Chapelle show was the standard. And when Key and Peele came with like the revolution of technology, mostly because the visual standard was upgraded at such a higher rate, and there's some of the first sketch shows that became so viral online. You yell out in the street now, Aaron, everybody's gonna turn around.
Yeah, they had good. We went through. We were lucky. Remember the TikTok I sent you? So I sent him a TikTok about somebody put on TikTok. This was what life was like in high school in the 90s, and it was like people were fucking around, a bunch of kids singing, but everyone was happy, and they weren't separated by race. And then it's weird what happened. They make it seem like that was the dark ages when you were allowed to say whatever you want and everybody was but that was the best time. People were happy. There was art. You know, people were creating stuff. No one was worried. If you were offended, you just wouldn't watch it.
Just move on.
You know, whereas now everyone's scared. Can I create that? No. What if people call me a bigot? What if people...
Well, actually, even if you were offended, if you wanted to voice your opinion, you either had to book an interview somewhere if you were someone, or
send a letter.
Send a written letter.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're just like, fuck
and
it.
most people made
now
fun
you go
of
to tweet. Now you just go to Twitter and you're just going to tweet. But Dear Chapelle, sir, you hurt my feelings.
Well, you know what? After the real estate agent episode, the podcast, I heard some people saying like, hey, watch out. Some people are talking shit about you, whatnot. And there's actually an agent that DM'd me, and he sent me a huge message saying that usually, do you say second degree and deuxième degré when you're talking about like, don't see things in surface, like when you...
Surface level, yeah.
Not surface level, deeper. When you... is it the second degree to a joke?
You could say that, basically like he heard the joke, but he didn't see it himself?
No, un deuxième degré is like if I say fuck all real estate agents and you know that it's not factual, it's something a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, okay.
So he's like, some things could be perceived as jokes when it's done with finesse, but in your case, it clearly showed that you didn't have content, and it says a lot about your person.
What are you talking about? That was all you do is joke.
But that's the thing about you as a person. So he came with a lot of ego. And I responded in the sense of, if you were offended by this, I understand. It's maybe not for everybody. Comedy is subjective.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the 50 other podcasts that we've released, I'm my biggest target. I make fun of myself.
Forget making fun. So I'm going to say something right now to real estate agents, because I have a couple of friends that are doing the real estate courses right now. Most real estate agents, you know what I'm going to say, 99% of them in Montreal are retards, okay? I will tell you this right now, you're retards, and the teachers that run these courses know that most of you are retards, okay? And people fail out of open book exams for real estate agents that they do at home. They do them at home and they can't fucking pass them. A lot of people get the real estate license and they had trouble completing the fucking courses.
Jesus.
And some of the mistakes people make, for example, is they'll be like, there's a contract. You just have to fill out the contract. It'll be like, this guy is from fucking or Moncton or whatever the fuck, New Brunswick, let's say. And they're so stupid, they'll write things like New Brunswick, Quebec. Yeah. Like they don't know. They're fucking idiots. A lot of these people are dumb, okay?
One of the things that
so
I said,
if you're offended by what he said, wait till you hear this one.
So what we were saying before is that people that we're taking personally are real estate agents that are not busy. Because
they're idiots.
Busy and you're making $500,000 a year. You don't have time to sit behind a podcast and be like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm so offended. So the guy sent me a huge paragraph. I told him like, hey, listen, comedy is subjective. You like whatever you like, but don't attack me as a person. Don't base yourself. If you don't like the comedy, doesn't mean I'm a shit person. So leave that on the side.
We have real estate agents here. Actually, one of our guys here does real estate too.
So
we have
he's a retard.
No. But we have good real estate agents.
Yeah.
And we have retarded ones, and we have ones that he even knows, and he'll say it in front of them. Goes, this guy's a dummy. And he goes, what do you mean I'm a dummy? It's like, yeah, you don't need him. You need him right now because this guy's a retard. He knows some of them are dumb. Dude, I know some of the biggest scam artists I grew up with. I found
real estate agents
turned into fucking real estate. Like, let's be honest, they're not all fucking good.
Two outcomes: either real estate agents or they work at BMO. There's no. It's that.
Just like comedians, we're not all built the same, right?
Yeah.
We may be fucking good and hilarious. Some of us are out there raping people. Like it's not. We're not all made the same.
Exactly. So it was my first time dealing with some sort of major backlash around content that I was posting because I've posted pretty harsh shit, but nobody ever got back to me. So as soon as I told him like, okay, comedy's subjective, that's your opinion, but don't judge me as a person. Came back right after. He's like, and I was fucking surprised. He's like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I just found that was harsh and you didn't have to go that deep. And it's like, you kept on going and going and going. I'm like, okay, if you didn't like the bit, that's good. Thank you for apologizing. And that was it, a conversation, even up to some point.
This is how crazy, I don't even know how we're talking about this. This is how crazy times have come where someone's like, he made fun of my people. What people? Real estate agents. We've always been the butt end of jokes. We've been through so much. Well, real estate agents.
Growing up, that's what you made fun of. Real estate agents.
No, but also it's because motherfucker, you're a real estate agent. He's like, we've been persecuted for years, my people. The N-bomb, that's nothing. They made fun of me. What are you talking about? You're a real estate agent. Shut the fuck up.
It's fucking hilarious because I have a lot of friends that are real estate agents and like high-level real estate agents that are fucking successful. And we're looking for a condo. So my friend who's my real estate agent, he meets up with me and my girlfriend at a unit that we're visiting. And he's like, oh, you're going to make fun of real estate agents?
He's laughing.
Like, laughing.
Yeah.
So we get in the unit.
That's an adult.
He gets in the unit and the seller's real estate agent sees me, but he doesn't know me. And everything that I've stated that real estate agents do, they're doing the exact same thing. Even we walked to the second visit and in the podcast, I'm like, these real estate agents, none of them wear masks as a joke, as in like you're visiting 1,000 places that are different and you feel like you're immune to all of this. We walk into a unit, my friend is not wearing his mask. I'm like, where the fuck is your mask? There's a huge sign on the door saying, put your mask on. And he's like, you piece of shit. And he's just looking for his mask. Like, I forgot it in the car. Fuck that.
Real estate agents are the persecuted class. Now, this is amazing. Imagine cops. No one gets it worse than cops.
Real estate agents do.
Cops get it huge by group. You're just grouped in automatically as a cop, right? For every shitty
100%.
cop, cops aren't doing this. Cops
Even
aren't
cops
doing
are
this.
not like, how dare you make fun of cops on your podcast or on your comedy show. So
I was watching Miami Vice. It is not a good representation of the rest of us. So stupid.
So it was the first time that I had to deal with that sort of backlash. And at the beginning, I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I really getting canceled by real estate agents now? And after some point, the people that were listening to the podcast, including agents, 95% of people were like, this was the fucking best episode.
Yeah.
You guys were unfiltered. You guys made fun of the profession. Yeah, it was harsh, but I didn't name names. I'm not like, this guy Ahmad is a fucking piece of shit. He's a retard. This guy used to suck crack on the corner and now he's a real estate agent thinking about this and that.
Yeah.
If you were offended by the joke, it's because you felt a bit like, hey, you're falling in the category. And that's your fault. It's not mine.
It's so funny because it's just by coincidence. Because we were looking at because there's some real estate stuff that we're looking at. And yesterday I found a place that I'm like, oh, we should take a look at this. I sent it to my guy. And the real estate agent was a guy I haven't seen in over 10 years, maybe more actually. We grew up with him. And he was, like at one point he had stopped because he was always a scammer. Like he was part of every pyramid scheme. He was, what the fuck was he selling once? Like stolen phones, like always throughout life. That's what he did. He was always in scams. I think he went to jail once, like for some kind of fraud shit or whatever. And then when I saw his face and his name, I was laughing. I go, it's funny because this is a typical graduation. That's what you would go to. So, and then today you come to me with this. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
So I just found it hilarious that, listen, if you feel offended, good. Get back on the cold calls. The market is hot. Go sell some houses. This is not, like, you're not supposed to be taking your time and taking away business from people. Yeah. Because of my podcast, a family friend's going to be missing out on business out because you were offended. Don't label this as this. Yeah. Just say my family friend is a fucking piece of shit. Like,
but also tell your family friend or whatever. We have agents. Don't worry. Come to us.
Oh, it's not even. Yeah, that's he's fucking settled. There's no need for that.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you need something, we got a whole crew here. Don't worry about that.
So I found it hilarious that it's not like it wasn't a Holocaust joke. It was jokes about real estate agents.
But those jokes you'll get less backlash because more people have sense of humor. It's like when we talked. Well, yeah, of course. If it's a joke, people get it. Like, all right. You know, you'll get some crazy people that just mentioning the word Holocaust will get offended. Whatever. You have people like that. But the real estate thing is hilarious. I never thought I'd.
One thing that Jacob pointed out and was actually he's like, because we spoke about it for 30 minutes and it was like roast, like jab.
Yeah.
We spoke about it for 30 minutes. He's like, if this was, for a lot of people that are listening to our podcast, it's their first time listening or watching a podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's not something in our community that's very huge. Like, most people don't listen to podcasts, and like the Arab, especially real estate agents.
The Lebanese cast.
The Lebanese cast, exactly. Yeah. So he's like, if you were doing that same type of material for 30 minutes on stage, I'd be like, oh, okay, like move on. Like 30 minutes on stage is
but
not
on a podcast, different. It's their conversations.
That's the thing. They don't know it's a conversation. So in their mind, it's just like, oh yeah, he's just beating on us because he doesn't respect the profession. Like, I don't give. You can be a fucking.
I respect every profession.
You hustle. And every time I would roast, I would throw. It clearly looked like I'm the one fucking yelling, and they're like, oh, you're just jealous because you're not making as much money. I was just like, oh fuck yeah, man. I fucking bust my ass 40 hours a week. You do that commission in 2 sales, not even. So that's what I'm saying, in the sense that some people perceived it that way. Jacques was like, yeah, you know what? They don't know that a podcast is just, we have PhD in shit talking.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We have PhDs in shit talking. This is what we do full time. A lot of people didn't know that, but I'm telling you. And we ended up, the agent sponsored us and we had a podcast with him for an hour.
Oh, really?
And he came with receipts. He's like, Emil, you said this at 50 minutes. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit.
But because the shit that we've talked, dude, like I was complaining last time about the cops. So it's weird because I even had a Patreon, one of my patrons, well, I guess a few of them might be cops, but one of them messaged me. And he's like, look, I'm a big fan. I love all the shit you guys do. But about the cop thing, because you guys keep shitting on cops, I get offended, like, lay off. And then he goes, if you have any questions, ask me. So, I sent him some messages that he was a cool guy. He's like, well, look, it's just like everywhere else. There's a percentage of this and some people feel like this. And he was being honest and open. But he said it. He goes, I love the shows. I watch everything from French to English stuff because he's bilingual. Yeah. I have fun. But the cop thing, we're not all shitty. Like, that's ask me a question and tell me, I'll answer you why we do what we do. Yeah. I have no problem answering you. Yeah. So the guy was like, obviously has a sense of humor, but he was open. He got it. He's like, okay, I get it. He's fucking around. He's making a bit. But if he's really curious, I'll answer. Not, fuck you. If ever there's a break-in at your house, we're not coming. Or if we come, we're fucking breaking shit too. Like, he's not going to say that.
That's the approach. If someone's making fun of comedians and is fucking trash talking them on their podcast for half an hour, first of all, I don't give a fuck. You say whatever the fuck you want. But the approach is like, hey, by the way, I love what you do, but like, let's have a conversation. The other agent was like, I fucking love your content.
The best part is the real estate agent. He's like, no more business. In other words, like, I hate you so much, I refuse to make money off you in the future.
Not even off of you. I'm like, if it was, that's first of all. And second of all, he's like, this great work relationship that I have with this business, because there's a 7th degree of separation with this guy, fuck you, I'm not sending you any business anymore. This is just some retarded shit. So this approach, fantastic. Like, hey, I love the content. By the way, what we're saying is factually wrong because we were shooting the shit. So a lot of what we were saying,
we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So this guy, on the other hand, he's like, you know what? I like what they're doing. There's some heat around that episode. Let me sponsor them and let's have a conversation. Let's start shooting the shit and I'll roast them for what they said, which we loved. Like, he was roasting Jacob, he was roasting me for things that we said word for word. But then I'm like, listen,
you're taking it literally.
You're taking it literally, and he was on about it, and he even told us, I hope you're not getting backlash about the episode. I hope people know that this is comedy. I'm like, nope, they don't know.
It's so funny. It's like, suck my dick, you dummies.
Yeah, but people, I don't know.
We and him, we got used to it, so we laugh when shit like that happen. When there's,
has it happened often?
Not with real estate agents. It will now because I called them all retards. but not. And it's so many of my friends are fucking real estate agents. They're like, am I a retard? No, because they know. Especially dude. What's crazy is the people that watch the shows that we do. So I get reference, and I always want to name names, but it would only be fun to me and you or everyone else. Would be weird. So I'm not gonna do that. But you'd be surprised at who watches your shit. That's all I can tell you.
I didn't know that there was that many people watching.
That's all I can tell you is because I've had conversations with, well, I'm giving away too much, but a judge, like
a judge, a prime minister.
That's all I'm gonna say. No gender, nothing. But there's a lot of different people, from cops to lawyers, whatever you want, that you wouldn't automatically be like, okay, that's a 2-drink minimum fan. That's a this fan. No, because you don't know. They don't wear on their sleeves. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck. If they're not offended and they like the stuff. Yeah. It's weird to me, the people that actually get offended. It's not only people that aren't doing anything. Like successful real estate agents are like, I don't give a shit, make fun all you want. I'm doing well.
I've either, from very successful real estate agents, they shared the post.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's fucking hilarious. Or people DM me like, yo, this is fucking hilarious. I go on their page and it's like units of like 1.5 million and up. Like, they're high rollers.
Yeah, they're because they're having fun.
It's rare that, and now I'm generalizing, but from what you're telling me, like judges, I feel like the higher position you have, the more of a high roller you have, the more balls of steel that you have.
Yeah,
and the more
exactly.
it's little details that are like, am I going to get offended by 2 kids that are fucking trash talking on a podcast with 500 views, or am I going to close a deal on $10,000 a year?
But that's also what life is. Like every show you watch, there's some kind of stereotype. Someone's making fun of somebody. You can't just all your life laugh at. Like I can't laugh at everyone, and then when there's a Greek joke, be like, "Hey, what the hell? What about I'm Greek?" I can't do that. I make fun of everybody too. I make fun of Greeks too. You have to have it open.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what comedy is. Could you imagine if Poseidon, every time there was a fat joke, he'd be like, "Well, that's too much." It would be crazy.
Annabelle doesn't want to date me.
Yeah, that would be insane.
I get it. Like I literally shit on myself all the time too.
Yeah. Well, you're conditioned to shit on yourself because we've aggressively destroyed your self-esteem.
Your rectum is the size of a building.
Yeah. No, but I feel fine. I don't feel.
After almost 200 episodes of 2 Drink Minimum.
A couple of anal relapses.
He's one fat joke away from killing himself.
No, but I feel fine. Like I go home, I'm, you know.
When you say I feel fine, it's because you're not fine. I feel fine. I go home and I
cry in the shower. I put on the.
I feel like you've showered with your clothes on after a 2 Drink Minimum episode at least once.
Yeah. Well, the ones that he shit himself, definitely.
No, that I always felt like, fuck, I can't believe I did that. But I was like, at first,
shat yourself or told the story
that I shat myself. Okay. At first, I was like, fuck, I can't believe I did that. I'm such a retard. Well,
it's situations like these where while you shit yourself, you're like, oh fuck, this is happening. I'm the guy who shat himself.
By the way, do you know how hard it is to shit yourself with people watching?
By the way, Dennis just dropped $5 in the super chat and he goes, 3 months of Biden. I'm starting to miss the loving oppression of Trump. Dude, but I don't want to get too much into politics, but fuck, they're really fucking shit up in the States. I feel bad for people. That one, who's that was she a senator that they were voting on the $15 minimum wage, and she was wearing her little skirt. She goes up and goes, thumbs down, like they're not getting that. She's Democrats. People are like, hey, what the fuck are you guys promised?
There was a tweet that I fucking loved from this guy, Caleb Huron.
I don't know who that
is. He's a comedian and he does a lot of shit on Twitter. And he posted, there was an article of Joe Biden saying, like, portraying him as a good person, as like Joe Biden called off an airstrike because there was a potential of civilians. And just he quote retweeted with like, "Oh, that's so fucking cute. Thank you so much." As if it's 10 other airstrikes that went down last week.
He's just. But you know, one of those airstrikes, he was like, and they didn't do it because they didn't know what he was trying to say. What a good guy. What a good guy.
Just a sweetheart.
Don't fall for the trap. Politicians, all of them, Trump included, none of them give a shit about you. None of them give. You know, your brother is not a politician. Your brother is whatever you are. Let's say the color, you're black or whatever. Your brother is the opposite of that. That's what your brother is. My brother is some black guy. That's what the brothers are. The politicians are not your brothers. They're not your fathers. They don't like us. We're a peasant class compared to them in their head. They don't like us. So don't fall for that shit. All right? Fucking divide and conquer.
I don't feel like I've ever felt connected to any politicians. It hasn't happened yet.
There's some like Trump. I enjoyed a lot of the stuff he said. It made me laugh a lot. Like I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, hilarious.
Clinton, I enjoyed. I laughed a lot. Bush too had some good moments. But locally. I never felt connected. Like, oh, that's my guy. That I haven't seen yet. In a politician,
even in our area, the Greek liberal, I forgot her name.
No.
Well, I always felt
I never had anyone that I felt this is my guy.
I know that this is all bullshit, by the way, because based on the elections, the way I voted for the first 3 times was I had no idea. My dad's like, push him, we need him, and like any friend that he has that was there is like, go vote for him, yallah.
But you never feel like I never had a politician.
Well, when they dropped the grab him by the pussy, that like I felt connected to Trump at that moment.
He's like, I've been saying that for years. It's the best way to end an argument.
Yeah. And you know what happened? Millions of people just were like, what the fuck? This is our guy. This is like, people actually had revelations. They're like, he's here.
Yeah, the video comes out, it's like, and you know, women, you can just grab them by the pussy. And people are like this. We can do that? I went to the wrong school. Boss? I have to tell you something. So stupid. Yeah, all that stuff. No, they don't give a shit about you. I don't know. I feel like the pendulum is starting to switch because of alternative stuff that we have available to us that we could create our own thing. So you're not worried about getting canceled or whatever.
But people are tired of this shit. Because imagine there's people that get pissed off at this bullshit. And then people lose friends and shit. And like, how dare you watch so-and-so show and stuff like that. So even regular people get shit on because of watching or liking something that is offensive. You know, people are tired of this shit.
We talk about, like, let's say us, like, forget jokes-wise, because we'll make fun of anyone, but message-wise, which is don't believe the politicians, don't fall for their fucking race-baiting traps, you know, love everyone, fucking gay, straight, doesn't fucking matter, don't let them separate you. So if you're like, fuck Pantelis, fuck Poseidon. That means that you're pro-racism. We're the ones that are anti that stuff.
Yeah.
We just make jokes about everything. So if you're like, these guys, I don't like their message of peace or whatever the fuck, then that means that you're just hateful. You just don't like fucking other races or other genders or other sexual orientations. Because nobody pushes that shit more than us.
No.
We push unity more than anyone. There's always a subtle, undertone of that. Like, fuck the elites.
Nah.
Your neighbor, whatever the fuck he is, that's your real family. That's your real brother.
Whatever the fuck he is, whoever the fuck
he is, you don't give a shit.
Your neighbor, yeah, he's going to back you up.
You're gonna have more in common, regular life and whatever they want. You're gonna have more in common with when you walk down the street with a random guy that you just point at. Doesn't matter what he is. It could be Greek, Pakistani, trans, straight. You're gonna have more in common with him than you are with the ruling class that's trying to divide you based on your differences.
Yeah, you know what?
100%. Yeah,
we're all in it.
Because you're all in it together. You're all in together.
Bro.
You all want the same thing.
Yeah.
The divide and conquer works for them. Because when you're busy being like, but he's white, but he's black. When you're busy doing that, they're fucking around the other end. That's why there's all these wars. That's why they're making money off the military-industrial complex. Instead of giving you the money, they're giving the money to them, to their homies, to build more bombs. That's why. But you're busy arguing about stupid shit.
No.
I love politicians that that get elected and then they're supposed to be the sweethearts, and then you have a scandal that comes out and they're like, how could they have done this? They're these politicians. We elected them. Don't you? They're basic human beings. Of course, he sent a dick pic. Like he's a human being.
Oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, especially now, dude. Everyone in the next 10 years, all these young kids growing up, would have sent 100%. A future president is sending a dick pic right now
as we speak.
Yeah, to my phone. What the fuck?
And what do you want a future president to go up, or prime minister or whatever, and be like, yeah, let's say if this comes out, yeah, I fucked up when I was 16. I sent a dick pic to a consenting girl. Like, even if it was something done out of consent, it comes out as in, oh no, he sent dick pics, he's not worthy. I want a fucking normal human being up there. I don't want someone that just fucking poses as this.
Let me know who you really are. I'd rather know who you are.
That's it.
But Jofo podcast in the chat, and Jofo actually has an interesting thing. I saw them right on the Discord. Like, they had some girl that was supposed to do their show, and then she didn't want to do it. She's an Italian girl. She didn't want to do it because she says, oh, you guys made an offensive Jewish joke. But a Jewish guy is the guy who said that joke. Like, so she's telling a Jewish guy, if you made jokes about Jews, I'm offended. I'm not going to come on. Like, she's telling a Jewish guy he can't make jokes about his own people. It's the level of fucking stupid and self-indulgent I am the shit that you have to be to think that.
Nah.
Like, somebody coming here telling Pantelis, you make too much fun of Greeks. I am offended as an Irishman. What are you, fucking retarded? That's crazy.
Yeah.
It actually
How entitled are you?
My sister is younger. She's 15, 16. And she had her and her Latina friend.
Yeah.
They were doing some sort of joke on Instagram, whatever. And her Latina friend did a Mexican joke. And she posted it. And my sister reposted. And they got in a huge argument around her friends. And her white friends were coming up to her and be like, how dare you post something like this?
It's always the white people.
How dare you post something like this?
Always...
And the Latina friends are like, hey, by the way, I'm Mexican. She's actually Mexican. She's like, she had to break it to them. Like, I'm Latina, but I'm Mexican. I can make these jokes. And I posted it. And your sister reposted. Like, in the end,
Consuela, how can you make fun of Mexicans? And don't you know that they're too stupid to defend themselves, so I have to do it? It's like, I'm Mexican.
I'm Mexican.
I don't need to defend myself. I'm the one who said the joke.
Oh, man.
You're too stupid to realize that your opinion doesn't matter.
Fucking hilarious.
Man, white women are something else.
It's not just, no. I've noticed now
in
everywhere.
this specific situation, she was telling me, like, oh, it's my Quebecer friends that came up to me and scolded me for the joke that I did. And, like, there's these micro cancellation happening. Yeah. Like, my sister was getting canceled.
We can't have Consuela around. She's anti-Mexican, made fun of Mexicans. And then some person is probably like, hey, isn't Consuela Mexican? Oh my God, are you with her? Are you like supporting that anti-Mexican bigot? No, I just want to point out she is a Mexican. We are not.
Oh, you reminded me of something. Oh, there was something a while ago that Nintendo got backlash on Super Mario. Because you know Super Mario, there's different versions of him.
Yeah.
And there was like a Mexican version of him with a fucking... Sombrero and the... What do you call those?
The maracas?
Yeah, the maracas. And somebody was like, hey, this is offensive to Mexicans. And then I think it was a tweet. And right under that tweet was a Mexican person was like, shut the fuck up, you fucking loser, piece of shit. As a Mexican, we love seeing this kind of shit on pop culture.
Yeah, we want to see our culture permeate through the pop culture. Be there, be part of it.
Exactly. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. That's so beautiful. Because, like, you know, I don't know, just like,
That would be like, yeah, I'm calling Sony tomorrow, and I'm like, about God of War. Listen to me.
You white piece of shit.
Why are you promoting my culture, my mythology? Why do you like it so much that you think it's worth being in this video game? Why?
Created millions of jobs.
Yeah, hide it. Never talk about my culture again. So dumb.
It's crazy. But this kind of shit, you know who it reminds me of? My dad's side of the family.
How?
They're like that.
Oh, the microaggressions.
Yeah, microaggressions.
Oh, they're the ones that banned you from Christmas dinner or whatever?
You're legally banned.
By the way, my dad's side of the, I'm the devil.
Yeah, because he, in our early podcast, before all this exploded, like during the 4-H time and stuff, he had mentioned a story about them. And I guess one of them was listening or something. And they're like, you're banned for talking about us. He's like, well, I didn't lie. I said everything that happened. No, you're banned. That's offensive. I can sue you or something stupid like that. And he's like, all right, try.
No, one of them tried to call the cops on me for saying something.
Yeah. For saying something.
Yeah,
and for recounting his story of what happened.
Yeah.
He's like, so this is what happened. And he's saying the story. Like, I want to call the cops on you. He's like, okay.
Wait, Greeks?
Yeah, and I remember this day, clear as day. I was at a shooting range with another friend. And I was getting phone calls from everyone in my family. What happened? What did you say? Nah, nah, nah. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, your aunts, they're crying. Nah, nah, nah.
Long story short, there's two brothers. One of them was newly married, but it was pretty obvious that the other one was fucking his wife.
Oh,
The way you said that.
Whoa. I even got short of breath. I'm like,
So he was talking to us about, because in the beginning we're like, we don't believe you. Tell us what really happened. He's like, no, I think. And then he told us what happened to make him think that. Yeah. And then everybody's like, oh yeah, he's fucking her.
Were you right? Were you right?
Well, there's no evidence now because the other one's a bit of a cuck. So it could be happening and he's closing his eyes. But from the story, it's super suspicious. Yeah. Super.
Fuck.
Like if it was a movie, that's when you're like, okay, they're trying to show us that these two are banging.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
And are you still banned?
Oh, I got uninvited from everything.
This was recent.
A few years ago.
A few years ago.
But he was so happy. He's like, I don't have to go there anymore. He was so happy. He's like, oh, fuck, this is great. And he's like, is this the freedom you were talking about? I go, it's not the exact same thing. It's not what I meant. But it is a form of freedom for you now, yeah. But it's not exactly what I meant you would get from unburdening.
That's fucking, you got canceled from your own family.
My own family canceled me.
That's fucking hilarious.
But this was before we hit. He wasn't making any money off the podcast or anything. This was before, like, it was before 2 drink minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
And you said the plate for the rest. I mean, you could have chosen your family over it.
Well, the thing is, he didn't try to attack them.
No,
he just said, do you guys think this is weird? And he was explaining the story.
I was recalling the event.
Yeah.
Were you stating names?
No. He wouldn't state
that's
names.
the worst part. And
can I tell you something that makes it funny to me? Because we had one of my friends years ago, the similar thing happened to us with the old podcast. He had broken up with his girlfriend. She was cheating on him. It was this whole thing, and he caught her. It was this weird thing. And then it was a weird thing to address on the podcast, at the time. But since we had fewer listeners, obviously very few, like 100 people were listening, but or maybe more at the time. We were reaching the 4-H. It was starting to reach some good numbers, but people knew them, not who they like, who she was, but they
knew of them.
Like in podcasts, we talk about it. You'll talk about Jacob, you talk about the real estate thing, so people know around what's happening in your life, and they're curious. So it's like, okay, we're gonna mention like what happened, but we have to use fictional characters, and he wanted to unburden. So basically, he talked about 2 fictional people and what they went through. No names, right?
Oh, okay. You even said the plate. This could be happening.
Yeah. This is fictional. He said 2 things, right? And then I guess her family was listening to at the time, the girl. And not even now I feel bad that everything went down like that because, okay, whatever, the girl cheated on. I'm not saying it's good to cheat on people. I'm saying they were both young, university kids.
Yeah.
It's not excusable, but it's like you do stupid things when you're young.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Anyways, so it doesn't reflect the girl's personality or anything like that. However, at the time, obviously he was angry. So he just talked about it. And he's like, fuck, no, what does it seem like? And everybody's like, that's a whole ass thing to do, right? Anyways. So I remember we were getting messages and threats from the family, mostly I think the mom. But the funniest thing that was said to me from the mom, and I was like, this is bad.
To you, not even to Poseidon.
No, to me. No, Poseidon wasn't around at the time.
No, I wasn't around.
To my other friend was, we're going to sue you guys or whatever because, you were talking about a whore and I know that that's my daughter. And then I was like, that's a weird thing. Are you going to your daughter and saying, I heard them talking anonymous about some whore. Obviously, it's you. We're going to sue them. I mean, you're the problem because you're assuming that every time someone talks about a whore, it's your daughter.
It's your daughter.
So I remember that situation. And I was like, that was the first time I started to click about people. Like, God damn, that's a weird. If you make it public, then you're telling people she's the bad guy. Because you're like, you know that anonymous whore they were talking about? Yeah, it's a real whore. She's here. She lives here. Like, it's a crazy thing.
Protect her at all costs.
I remember, and I felt bad because I like them. I like the whole family, but I felt bad because I was like, that you shouldn't have even mentioned that to your daughter. You can't tell your daughter that's your whole ass they're talking about. Like, it's a weird
How
thing.
uncomfortable is it for the daughter to be stuck in this situation? Her mom is protecting her and calling her a whore. Like, this is...
I'm going to protect you, you dirty skank. You could fuck whoever, you could cheat on whoever the fuck you want. Like, it was a weird thing. And I felt bad because they were good people. It was just a shitty situation that happened between a young couple. And then he wanted to vent, so he said on the show, but he said on the show completely anonymous.
Sorry, this is unrelated to the Poseidon situation.
Oh, it's unrelated to Poseidon situation. This was years before that.
The boyfriend came on the podcast.
The boyfriend was one of our friends, and he was on the podcast. He was part of the podcast.
Okay.
So he talked about this fictional event that happened. He goes, fictional, 2 different names. Him and the girl, 2 different names, just so nobody can be like, it's you. Anybody who doesn't know him won't, or anybody who knows him won't know if he doesn't say it. That's why it was just for the fans.
Okay.
And I remember that, but when she's like, you talked about a whore, and I was like, I don't think I used that word. He's like, well, she was like, it was used. Like, okay. And I know that's my daughter. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you know what happened between them? He's like, yeah, this and that. I go, okay, well, don't go telling people that whore is your daughter. That's a weird.
Keep it to yourself and fix it behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's a weird. Why are you telling me? He's like, oh, we can sue you this and that. I'm not taking it down the episode. The episode's staying up. Try to sue me. What are you going to say in court?
What do you want from me? We're like 4 boys in the basement.
Yeah,
like,
we're 4 guys. We're literally 4 young kids in a basement talking at the time, and it's like, did they reference your daughter? They referenced the whore, and there's only one in this city. Like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
People think, oh, I'm defending, I'm doing something, but it's just because they were grasping at straws at the time.
And what's the end goal?
I don't know.
In the end, like, okay, take down the episode, and then what? Like, is the damage done if there is any damage? And if not, then...
No, there was no damage. Like, I could understand if you go publicly on a forum like ours, and you start saying, I don't know, fucking Sylvia, random name, I'm just saying, she's a whore, she does this and that. I get that. That's defamation.
You wouldn't let that happen.
No, I would never let that happen. I had there was episodes that I never aired. There was, I'll tell you about who it was like after, but there was comedians who had come to do the Pantelis podcast.
Okay.
At a point, I started inviting more local people to come, and then I had stopped for a while because of situations like this. So one of the guys had come on, and I shouldn't even say it's a guy, but whatever. And I did a whole 2 hours something with him. But it happened twice, actually. All they were doing...
Same guy or different people?
2 different people. Actually, 3 different people. One was 2. All they were doing was shit-talking like another couple of comedians about their joke writing about everything in the city by name.
By name?
Yeah, like, for example, like, I don't fucking like Jacob. Jacob was steals joke. Jacob does this. But stuff that was also unsubstantiated. Okay. There was no proof.
Okay.
So I wasn't comfortable. I go, look, man, this is crazy to me. Like, if I want to start beef and have people watching the podcast be like, oh, whatever, I could air this. But I was like, I don't want to. And I would never air them. There was 3 episodes like that I had in total, I think, in my time that I refused to put out because I'm like, this is just toxic. This is just going to cause toxicity. And a lot of it was like one podcast, he was talking shit about one girl in particular. And it was clearly, he was mad that she was getting stuff. But he was using every shit-talking trope in the book to make it seem like it wasn't that, you know? But anyway, so I didn't like that stuff.
But even if you air it, what type of clout are you getting out of this? Like, even if this, say, it hits, it's people that are just watching it.
It's just local people that are fighting. And then why would you want to bring that into the mix? Like, you're adding toxicity to the situation. Yeah. You're going to make people fight. You're going to make people resent you and them at the clubs, all that. For what? For an extra 50 views?
Like, people, for 50 views, or even a lot of people have their egos so close to them, and it's so difficult for them to be able to manage it when they start seeing, like, how the fuck, even if someone's getting gigs, how can I sit here comfortably and start trash talking people by name about their joke writing and
about anything? Why don't you just do your stuff, create like what we do, create your stuff, make your stuff go bigger. It's going to go bigger. Like, what if we would come on the show and every week all we do is we find a podcast and we just attack them? It's not going to lift us up.
Let your material speak for itself. Let your hustle speak for itself. And also, on top of that, if, let's say, in a situation where in the Montreal scene you're a comedian and you caught someone stealing jokes 20,000 times and you spoke to him face to face and like, yo, you piece of shit, like, this is my material, you've seen me work.
That's a different story. That's an actual thing. You're like, yo, this guy needs to be outed.
This guy needs to be outed. So you sit down here, you're like, you know what, this has been happening. Yeah, I'm fucking sick and tired of it.
But it's like the Me Too thing. If there's like a real rapist or sexual harasser, you go public. You're like, yo, no one else can go through this. Fuck you, this guy's a rapist.
For sure.
If it's a real, that's fine. I'm for that. I'm saying if it's just someone you don't like, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to fucking cancel him. And I'm going to go on the show and talk shit and say, this time he looked at me weird and I think it was because rape. Like, then you're overdoing it. It's like, okay, now it's your personal problems and you're adding spice to it. That I don't like. That's why I didn't air those episodes. Because I go, there's nothing positive about this. I'm not saying every episode has to be positive, but this is clearly just you using the platform to start shit with someone.
For sure.
What's the fun in that? Like, I don't want that. I don't want that to be our association.
Which is a complete waste of an episode. Like, you got invited to a show where you can,
promote your shit,
talk about your shit, what you do, how you do it, whatever the fuck, and you completely wasted.
Because I didn't even air that stuff, so they didn't get any playtime or nothing.
And even then, when all you have about yourself is trash talking people,
it doesn't look good.
Just the people that are going to watch the episode, even if it would have aired, just be like, oh, okay, look at this bitter guy.
But most of those guys don't create anything. Just for the record, they don't actually create anything. Look at Seth Simons, for example. He doesn't actually create anything.
Yeah.
He just sits in his mom's basement and tries to cancel different talented people.
Yeah.
That's all he does. If you have any type of talent in comedy, he's going to try to make you seem like you're related to Hitler and you try to kill people.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to try his best to, because in his head, a lot of people like that, I think they think if I take enough of them down, I'm next in line. They don't realize that they don't have the skills to do what we do. They can't. So it's just like if you want cake. If they get rid of all the cake in the world, you're not going to be like, all right, so I'll go for the pickles. That's not the logical next step. You wanted cake. There's no cake. I'm just not going to have cake. You can't replace cake with pickles. They're two totally different things. He's a pickle. And he's put himself in quite the pickle.
I saw this mindset a lot, and it's a mindset that people trap themselves in.
Yeah.
I don't think they do it on purpose.
The negative, fuck them.
Negative, yeah. I've seen it a lot in sales. A lot.
Hey, you had told me the jealousy.
Oh my God, did I see it a lot in sales.
The reason why there's so much of that negativity in sales also is because you have to have this shark mentality where
competitive.
You're like, if I don't eat, that means someone else is eating right now. Or if I'm eating, that means if someone's about to eat at my fish, so I need to make sure that I have as much as possible for myself.
But it's not true.
No, that's not how it works.
It's not how
it works. But I guess in that realm, like for us, it's not how it works at all.
No.
You can be a successful comedian. Your friend's a successful comedian. Nothing's coming off your plate. You're all eating.
Yeah.
No.
Right. So it's better for all you to be successful. In sales, I can understand if you're in a store and you have the same customer base, and they can only go to one of you. So one of you can make the sale. It makes sense. Competitive. It doesn't have to get toxic.
No.
It can get. But
there were people that were competitive in the right way, where I could even work with, where
I'm just going to cut you off for 1 second because I feel bad for Jeffrey Hillman is confused and is hurting his head. He's trying to figure out what the anime is behind you. That is Ronin Warriors. There you go. Go Google that. Ronin Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been salesmen that I've worked with that we were competitive with each other, and it was fun, and there was nothing toxic about it.
Did you guys compete for all the stuff you did there? Like when you would jerk off at work, they'd be like, no, I could do it faster. He used to jerk off at the workplace.
You did?
Allegedly.
Where's the worst?
No, you said it on this very podcast. I think. I think like 2 weeks ago on this podcast, he talked about it.
I
regret saying it.
I'm not surprised, but have you jerked off in a very random place?
What's random?
Like
workplace?
outside
No,
of your
never.
home. Outside of your home.
No.
I've jerked off at your university once.
How?
It was 6:30 a.m.
I'm telling you, it's more common than you think.
No,
Shut up, bro.
Let me explain.
How?
It was 6:30 a.m. I had a final that morning, so I went to school before it opened. I was their first person in. I'm upstairs studying, and I saw my girlfriend the day before.
Where were you studying?
At university.
No, but where?
Upstairs, in a corner.
Okay.
Alone. I saw my girlfriend the day before. We fooled around, but not to completion.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I
So
went to bed.
you were blue balled.
I went to bed. I was super stressed. I didn't have time to jack off. Whatever. I woke up in the morning. I'm like, oh fuck! Like my back hurts and like my legs are hurting. I'm like, something's wrong. And the exam is in like 4 hours. So I'm sitting upstairs at l'UQAM, all the way the last floor, by myself. The school is completely empty. It's like 7:15 at that point, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, oh shit. I didn't ejaculate yesterday. My balls are probably tangled and fucking went to the bathroom, rubbed one off, and like fucking a record time in 120 seconds.
And then you're like, all right.
I swear to God, after that, I'm like, yes. Went to my exam, A+. Everything was, I was mental clarity. But what was fucking weird about l'UQAM, and I'm like, this is a door. It's life or death. Like it was hurting so bad. l'UQAM has fucking buckets next to the toilets that are syringes disposals. So I'm like jerking off. There's like graffitis on the wall. I'm like, yo, I feel like a fucking homeless guy right now.
Wait, hold on. They have syringe disposal.
Yeah, that's syringe disposals. Yeah.
Oh, so you jerking off was? They're like, oh, that's it.
That's beautiful. If there's any cameras in the
Did you inject your cock with heroin? No, then you're fine.
This is normal.
Like, I'm not a crazy person.
Well,
I mean, at work is different.
Yeah.
I was by myself.
and
at
you
school.
did it more than once at work. It became part of your routine.
No. It happened twice.
Okay, I did it once.
Look,
You
it
have a
happened
one-time
twice,
pass.
and it was a blue balls thing. Also.
No, it wasn't.
Probably. I don't remember.
It's not a lie all the time.
But the blue balls.
You're gonna take my lie?
Yeah.
the blue ball also was a lie.
He didn't have blue balls. He was bored.
I was evacuating the stress.
That's funny.
But blue balls is a very real thing, eh?
Fucking painful.
Yeah, no one said. Who did you
Fucking
think we were trying to
painful.
say it's a myth?
I thought when people said blue balls for the longest time was just like it was just like I didn't get the bang, so I have blue balls.
You thought it was a term that people were throwing around loosely.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
And then when was it? I think 2 weeks ago, I landed on a video on TikTok. I think it was. I was talking about blue balls, and because
A kid was educating you on blue balls.
no,
This is what I love about TikTok.
No, there's some sexologists on TikTok. It's mainly women, and one of them, she was talking about how blue balls is a very real thing, and like it creates like a backup, and your balls actually swell physically. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because they're getting ready, and it's like nope, and like
But I didn't.
we're already out here, bro.
By the way, I didn't even know that. I just thought blue balls.
You've never had blue balls?
I for sure probably had blue balls.
But you never.
But did you have them anywhere
Branded.
other than inside your mouth?
No, I've had blue balls where I'm like, fuck, I gotta. But I didn't know that my balls actually swell, and you know what I mean?
I mean, the pain must be coming from somewhere, like it's inflammation times 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
It's
I didn't think it
fucking
was
painful.
from that.
We're so weird. Human beings, we're so weird.
Such a useless.
Like
Everybody's
the shit that we don't talk about, but there's so much shit that happens with like we're fucking aliens. We're so weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, the human body is this wonder of the fuck." No,
There's a confusing mess.
You get half a boner, you leave, your balls are hurting. And by the way, it's not only your balls. For women that are listening or men that haven't experienced blue balls, it's like your knees hurt, your lower back hurts.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
No. Jesus Christ. Are you blaming your knee joints pain on blue balls right now? No, that's because the excess weight you've been carrying around and your joints are hurting. It has nothing to do with. You think your balls are constantly blue?
Is there such a thing as blue balls but for women? Like when they get to a certain point of either horniness or like flirtation or whatever, and then it's just you cut them off. Is there a blue balls equivalent? Like, do they get physical pain from not evacuating that pressure?
They get physical pain when he's around and he's hitting on them, but I don't know
Literally.
about that.
Hitting on them or hitting
The
them?
ladies can talk about it in the chat if they have that. I don't know. Let's see. I turn to talk to my son for 2 minutes and I come back to ball talk. The stuff someone won't tell you, Flathead. The stuff you're only going to learn about here. No, she said they don't.
They don't. So there's no such
So
thing.
they don't
Okay.
know at all what we're
They
talking
don't
about.
know. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Just like how they can't write their name in the snow.
No.
No, they
I
can't.
mean, if you're very accurate, you could.
I
too
just got it.
I used to have a business. Let's see. I used to have a neighbor, Gary says, in Brussels called Antoine Bluebol. Yeah.
Antoine Blebol.
He was always close to coming over, but he never did. Never came to visit. He didn't write that. I wrote the second part, but I think it's funny. We have morning dew, though. Morning dew. I don't know what that is. Sounds disgusting, though.
Morning dew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a residue. It's,
that's what she means?
Discharge. Yeah, I would assume. I would assume it's the Scotch tape.
It's
when
like
you take
Mountain
out
Dew,
that,
but not on a mountain, in a cave.
less sweet. Way less sweet.
I discovered a term also called coochie snot.
That's disgusting.
You don't want to Google that.
Drip, drip.
Yeah, just I don't.
You just don't want to Google it.
He has the ability to ruin good podcasts.
Should I Google it right now?
Just nah. You
He's
don't
like,
wanna
also, I saw this video of a guy eating his own shit.
No, by the way, that's TikTok. TikTok, you're on it. It's like either these super influencers that are young kids dancing.
Me, it's either hot chicks shaking their ass now or dogs.
either dogs. It's this. I saw it. It went from a little cute girl just dancing random in my like algorithm feed. Then the next thing is like this plumber fucking removing shit from a clogged up sewer, and then the other one is like a guy cooking, and then the other one is a guy with Tourette cooking. It doesn't make sense. The algorithm makes no sense, but I was criticizing TikTok so much at the beginning of the pandemic. And just recently, Jacob signed up and he started posting videos and he's like, yo, these videos are like, we're getting views. Like we're getting 50, 100,000 views. Let's start just posting random videos. I started posting videos and I'm like, you know what? Let me just take a look at the content. There's some fucking good content on TikTok.
There's some good content. There's some garbage too. There's a lot of garbage actually.
There's a lot of, but there's like a dark TikTok. Like there's a side of TikTok where it even falls in my algorithm where it's like there was this sort of meme that is like they're starting to drink and there's a song playing and it's like when this drink starts tasting like. Did you see that sort of trend?
No, and then it's like a certain song.
And like no, it's a song playing and they're drinking, but like you're getting drunk and like the drink starts taking like this overweight girl is going to look like a 10 on 10 or whatever it is, like some sort of stupid shit.
Oh, the dark humor.
Yeah, that's
dark humor.
The dark humor was taken to another level. It was like some intense jokes about like handicapped people and Holocaust jokes about like dark shit, and you fall on their pages and it's like up to some point it's not even funny anymore. It's
just crazy.
It's just crazy talk that you're like, how the fuck? And in the
I'm down with that.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I had seen one recently. It's a like upbeat song, and it goes, "What do you call a disabled kid in a burning home?"
I don't know.
Hot Wheels.
It's not that bad. That's like a high school joke.
That's light.
That's really
light. So that's a light joke. But then you fall on this dark side of TikTok, and it's actually straight up either this type of content, people that are posting jokes with zero filters, and it's not even jokes up to some point. It's like, it's stuff that we would read and we have our level to be able to take it is pretty high. And you're like, how the fuck is someone posting this shit? Like I would not have the balls to post anything.
It's completely insane.
Or it's like people without teeth and like one eye missing and they're like,
I've seen some weirdos on there. I've seen some fucked up like actual mutants.
But that's in your feed. That's in like something that let's say YouTube would recommend, and like they fall there and it's just by mistake.
It is weird. There's you forget about the mutant population in big cities because you don't see them often and they're not on video.
They're all on TikTok.
But there are legit mutants.
Yeah. And they're huge on TikTok. You're like, okay, like, oh, is this some random video that caught on? You go on their page and have like millions of followers.
And I'm saying mutant not because
because
I think they have special powers and they should be in the Marvel universe. I just mean the way they look.
Yeah. Like there was one guy that became very popular. He was they called him the Hola Niño guy. This guy had like a very creepy smile and very deformed face and teeth. He looked evil.
Nowhere near what I'm talking about. When I say mutants, bro, we're talking about people that have fucking an eye here. They're fucking. They look like remember the Toxic Avenger? You ever seen that? It's a B movie. Yeah, dude, they look like Toxic Avengers. There's a mutant. There's a mutant class out there, and one day they're gonna get fed up. They're gonna come out of the metro stations and rise up. They're gonna get really pissed. Yeah, there's mutants out there.
And then the sun is gonna burn their skin, so they're gonna have to go back in the metro, and then they're gonna try to lead their revolution from there.
There's some people in big urban cities that live underground.
Yeah,
completely.
Brazil
the mole men. New York has that problem.
Jamaica, they have these cities underground.
Yeah. You didn't know about this?
No.
You know why you didn't know about this? Because they don't tell you about this shit in the mainstream media, so you would never know if you don't research it.
Hold on, this is very interesting. Yeah, I want to know more about this shit.
There's cities.
Cities?
Yeah.
Like favelas, like they bidonville, but underground. And they have like their separations and they're like in sewers. They live just in sewers. There's
people in New York City who live in New York City.
New York, I didn't know.
And others in New York City that live in New Amsterdam, which is the old city under. Yeah.
That's fucked
up. Are you guys fucking with me?
No. There's underground cities,
factual.
Yeah. We're calling them cities.
I mean, there's no skyscrapers.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, you think when I say cities, there's no LED lights. It's fucking garbage.
It's like in Demolition Man.
Worse than that. Demolition Man, they had restaurants and shit. It's not like that. It's not a Hollywood production.
It's tents.
It's
garbage.
Tents. It's
like
garbage.
The cardboards.
Yeah.
You don't pay rent. There's no landlord coming in, but they have to do these crackdowns because there's actually people creating these cities there, and you have kids born
and raised there. They have their own system. They have their own president. They have their own. Who's the hunting class? Who goes up? Yeah, of course. Without birth certificates. Yeah, they have their birth certificates. Yeah, that's what they have. No, there's a whole thing. There's documentaries about this kind of shit. There's mole. They call them mole men, I think. Mole people.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Gives me anxiety to just think that you could, if Buddhism is right, you might be reborn into one of these families, and then you grow up and you're like, fuck, I'm very grateful to be having the life that I have right now.
Sarah says, speaking of mutants, you sound a lot like Andrew Santino. I thought my voice was unique. Santino sounds different.
Oh, no, she said it now. I'm hearing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Of all the voices?
Yeah, I'm hearing it now. Your beard is becoming red. Yes, I can hear it.
Oh, you're fucking.
It's the high pitch end.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not.
But I got an
Yeah.
idea for TikTok.
I don't like that.
Because about the clips, you just gave me an idea that I think I'm going to do.
Go for it.
I'm going to post some of the clips I post on Instagram of the podcast. I'm going to post them on TikTok.
100%.
See how they
Yeah,
do.
100% do that. Yeah,
We've been posting 2 videos a day just of sketches that we've done since last year.
but now you have to go underground.
Yeah.
Now you have to.
We need to find the city underground in Montreal.
Here it will be super difficult because the metro stations. I think the best way to get into those places is you have to actually go to a metro and walk down, which is seriously a problem.
Why?
It's very hard. They don't let you do that. There's cameras everywhere. They see you go down on the tracks and walk, they're gonna stop you.
Why would I do that?
We just said for you to go down and visit the mall, man.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm talking about posting clips of what we do on TikTok. You know how I post
That's
on
not,
Instagram?
you're in your own head. We're having another conversation. You're
You
talking.
need to send him as a reporter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That'd be actually fucking hilarious during the summer.
Yeah, and a hazmat suit and a pump shotgun.
Now you're scared of COVID when you go underground. That could be good.
I think I'd be more worried about other stuff than COVID in those places.
Syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS.
Down there,
Cancer.
I don't. Yeah, they might still have AIDS. They might still. Yeah, they might have. Because I guess if one gets it, they probably give. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the hierarchy
You
is.
know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of in Total War Warhammer 2. You can what?
Keep going.
Why'd you do that? No, because like you can like you have your empire and shit and you're building, and then all of a sudden there's underground rat cities that pop up, and you have to go destroy the rats.
It's like this.
these giant monstrous rats. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And they don't even. They probably don't even know that podcasts exist.
God damn. You think I should go down there and spread the word?
That's all. You go down there and give them flyers.
Like the what are they called? The missionaries.
All you need, guys, is just get on the internet and you can watch us. And you go,
I become a podcast missionary.
no, but there are people, in big cities living underground in other cities, in Europe too. But like living. Not they have their fort, they go there once a month, living there. And then they have the hunters, they go up and they collect
I feel
food.
like, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm being fucked with.
I mean, we
You
can
could
pull it
Google-
up
yeah,
right
you
now.
can
It
Google
takes
it.
half a second. You can
Yeah, just Google it.
Rent is expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Rent is expensive.
And don't think homeless. This is next level. This is people like, homeless people, some of them, they want to, there's some people that don't want to be part of the society. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like there's been documentaries about it. Like I don't want to have a normal job. I don't want to be part of the society, but they want to be society adjacent.
Oh my
They
God,
wanna be around.
it's on Wikipedia.
Of course, it's, you think, bro, this is a real thing, bro.
Because you went from homeowner to homeless, and then on the other side is
Build your own
Oh my
society.
build
God.
your own society.
Mole people, also called tunnel people or tunnel dwellers, are homeless people living under large cities and abandoned subway, railroad, flood, sewage tunnels, and heating shafts.
Yeah.
The term may also refer to the speculative fiction trope of an entirely subterranean society. It just said fictional, though.
How do you not
Could
speak
refer
English?
to.
It could refer to, because there's mole men in cartoons too.
Yeah.
Cities.
Would you live in an underground city?
No.
Well, you already do actually. Montreal has half the city underground, but okay.
But that's different.
Why is it different, Poseidon?
Well, because it's just a connection system, like to get from one place to the other, like downtown.
What are you talking about? There's actual malls,
Yeah, I know.
theater, everything. It's not just a connection system. There's an actual city underground. Hotels connected underground. There's everything underground. You could spend a whole year if you live downtown
Oh, sure,
and
that's
do
true.
your
You
shopping
could-
and
you
everything
could make it
and never
happen.
see sunlight. Yeah.
You could make it happen.
There was an article about that a few years ago. A university student.
You could make it
She
happen.
spent the whole year, going to university, and never went outside.
Never went outside.
Never went
Oh,
outside.
shit.
Especially Concordia has a lot of these.
Concordia is full of them,
Everything's
yeah.
full, underground.
Oh my, other journalists have focused on the underground homeless in New York City as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Also, talking about these people that don't know about podcasts, there was actually one TikTok of a guy that just came out of jail. He was in jail since like 1999. And he's like ordering pizza or he's booking a reservation at
Or
a
he
restaurant.
was eating. He was eating.
There's a
And he
second
was
video.
being filmed.
He doesn't know how a car Bluetooth works, so he's like yelling in the windshield because he's not sure where the sound is coming from. Or like he's sitting down, he's eating, and he's looking over his shoulder left and
Yeah.
right because he's so used to eating in jail that you don't know when you're gonna get fucking socked while eating. So he's just like sitting with I think his father or his girlfriend's father or something.
Oh, he heard Bluetooth for the first time, and he's like, "Where's that noise coming from?"
He's yelling at the windshield. He's like he's waving by at the at the Bluetooth, which was pretty cute. But then it cuts to the second TikTok, which is him eating in the restaurant, and it's like him looking over his shoulder. He's fucking shaking while he's eating.
He just sees a speakerphone. You're like, "I hope you're enjoying your meal." He's like, "Thank you, Lord."
Thank you,
And
Jesus.
he doesn't even know he's being filmed.
Yeah, the person's
you know-
holding the camera in front. He
Yeah.
just doesn't know what a phone
Oh,
is.
he can't. yeah, this is taping.
You can't make the
You've been
connection.
innocent. Imagine it's been 21 years. Like even if you
Everything changed.
if you went to jail in 2010, but there was barely at this point, like Facebook was starting to pick up in 2010, 2009, 2008.
If somebody went to jail in 1999,
Yeah. They were making fun of Bobby Shmurda because he was posting now as if he was posting in 2014. Because when he went to jail, like there were so many new trends. He was still posting like emojis or whatever, like the guy with the sunglasses, and people were roasting him in the comments.
Oh, really?
Like, Bobby stuck in 2014.
oh, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Shmurda. Leave him alone.
His hat is still
But imagine somebody went to jail in 1999 and they come out now. What happened to those towers? What kind of remodeling you guys do? God damn, feels like another planet. Yeah.
Oh shit!
What do you mean Arab guys aren't allowed to fly planes? What's going on?
What's going on?
What happened? Can you imagine how crazy that is?
That's so fun.
Because if you missed everything, you missed the internet revolution, everything, podcasting, Bluetooth, wireless.
True,
you missed the wireless revolution.
Yeah.
You missed all that stuff. And then you come now, phones are different, everything. Somebody holding their phone up to you like this, to you it's the same thing as someone holding a bottle doing this. It just looks stupid.
No.
Imagine
Oh,
being
it's
in a
crazy.
coma a year and a half ago.
Oh, a year and a half, yeah.
You wake
And
up now, you're
waking
like,
up, oh my, yeah, that would be trippy
fuck
as
is going
fuck.
on?
You're like, holy fuck, how did the president get more retarded? This is crazy. Yeah, you'd be losing your mind. 5 years. I think a 5-year coma in the last 5 years. You'd come out now. You'd think that you died and this is like another universe.
Would you snitch on your friends not to go to jail?
What do you mean?
Would you snitch? Let's say you're facing 5 years in jail. Would you snitch on your friends?
My friends, no.
You wouldn't snitch on your
My
friends.
friends, no.
Acquaintances, business partners.
No. Anybody that's cool with me, I wouldn't snitch on them.
You would
That's-
do 5 years?
Of course, but what are you gonna do? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or else you come out and you're useless. You're a piece of shit. But that's why I'm telling you, for Bobby Shmurda, he did the right thing. He didn't rat on his friends. But I understand, even though it sucks that he's a rat or whatever, and I don't like. He's not my kind of guy. The other guy, Takashi 6ix9ine. You know why I understand him? This is what people keep forgetting. Like, yo, he rat on his friends. He didn't rat on his friends. He ratted on the people that pistol whipped him, robbed him, and fucked his girlfriend behind his back. That's who he ratted on.
Yeah.
If you fucked my girlfriend, pistol whipped me, and robbed me,
Fuck you.
fuck you. I'm gonna get less time so you can get more. Fuck you. You're gonna get all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Why? I have no loyalty to you.
Yeah.
You have no loyalty to me.
Oh.
That's the difference. People keep forgetting.
Yeah. Also, there was a video that he came out and explained. He goes, he was facing 47 years. And he said, in those 47 years, who's going to take care of my mother?
Yeah,
this, that?
exactly.
You know what
and
I
why
mean?
would I protect the people that pistol whipped
At
me
that
and were
point,
banging?
if this
Yeah.
is the
Well, that was his
justification.
argument. He was like, not the people that fucked me over like that. They would let my family rot. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about me. They're not going to give a fuck about my family member.
Exactly.
So that was an interesting argument also. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Look, I don't like the whole cloud chasing. Let me create beef,
Yeah.
controversy to sell tickets. That it's not for me. But the whole jail thing, I understand. Why would you defend people that robbed you, that fucking were banging your chick, that pistol whipped you, that tried to kill you that night, and then they kidnapped him and he escaped? That's so crazy to be like, he shouldn't have. What do you mean? That's nuts. What is this, Pakistan? If your rapist rapes you, you can't talk shit about them. What are you, crazy? Get the fuck out of here.
Would you understand someone that snitches on their friends to not do jail?
I understand that they're just
Selfish.
Yeah, it's selfish. It's not, because if you're already in that situation, that means that you were part of it.
Yeah.
So you go down with the ship.
Because let's say someone like Bobby Shmurda ended up not snitching on his friends, very close friends. He did his 5-6 years, I think even 7 years if I'm not
7
wrong.
years. And actually, an interesting thing about him was he wanted his friend to do less time. His friend had gotten 12 years, and he goes, I want my friend to do 7.
So
And
he
they
balanced it out.
go, the only way we're going to let him do 7 is if you do 7 also. So it's like, fuck it. He took 2 extra years.
Fucking ballsy move.
Yeah.
But do you feel like the fact that he knew he was set up once he would get out made it easier for him than if he was, let's say, struggling at this point and his family was going to starve? He'd be like, no, fuck it, I'm not doing this.
Obviously it depends on the situation, but in general, it depends who you are. Like, there's some people that will throw their wife into the fire so they could escape. There's just people like that. I wouldn't be one of those guys. Like, if we're in this together, then we're in this together. We just, keep our mouth shut. We do whatever the fuck we're doing. But if you fucking were banging my chick, pistol whip, and try to kill me, I'm never gonna look out for you. I'm gonna find a way. I'm like, is there a way? Can I lie so that he can get the electric chair? Like, I'm not fucking defending you if you fucked me over. Yeah. But if you're innocent, it would be crazy, because then there's no point to anything. If you're disloyal like that, then what's the point? No one's gonna trust you.
No, for sure.
It's crazy. Like, no.
Do you fuck with his music, 6ix9ine, or you don't like his music?
No, it's not for me. It's all the same thing repeated over and over.
Yeah.
Like I like laughing at this. I like watching some of the beef sometimes. Like
He's a marketing
this
genius.
is this is what happened. This is what. But I don't. It's not music that I have on my playlist. Like
It's
I
like
can't name you any songs.
He has this way of hypnotizing you with his content. As in, I don't follow him. He finds a way to show up in my feed.
Yeah, he'll show up in my feed because I follow a lot of rap stuff, so he'll show up in my feed.
Exactly. And then as soon as you follow on his page, you're like, even though I don't like him, I'm unable to go back on my feed. I need to go on his page and
See what he's up to.
Is there something new? Is he doing like his fucking chains that he's posting and whatnot? He spins them and I'm just like fucking hypnotized by the chains. Like, what the fuck is going on? So, but I wonder how long is it going to take before he gets shot, and just he's not getting shot, man. I'm even fucking surprised.
One thing about Takashi 6ix9ine also, he did kind of bring this upon himself also, because he was warned by 50 Cent. In his book, he talks about this. 50 Cent talks about this.
Okay.
He warned him about playing the gangster trope a bit too much. Like he overdid it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he did kind of bring this upon himself by overdoing it.
Because he said at one point, he goes, when you see me outside, come if you want to test my gangster.
He attracted the wrong kind of...
Yeah, you attract... That's what I'm saying. You attract negativity. That's why, personally, I never want to turn my podcast into that. That's why I didn't post those episodes I told you about. Because, like, well, that's not what I want to be. I don't want to be Jerry Springer.
And imagine having to look over your shoulder all the time.
Well, it wouldn't happen to me.
I'm saying like someone in his position.
Some open micers can get mad at me.
It's stab you.
I would have to look under my shoe, not over my shoulder. Get out of here.
Yeah, but yeah, he was warned also about overplaying, because Takashi 6ix9ine, I think he talks about this in the book. Takashi 6ix9ine was playing this gangster trope, and he's not actually a gangster. And then at some point, he got super nervous. He realized the people he attracted, and he actually went to 50 Cent for advice. And he goes, look, man, I think I told him something. Either he has to cut it right here, or he has to keep playing along with it. But if he cuts it, he loses everything he built, or some type of shit. Like he was like apparently super nervous, like in front of the scenes. Like he was like,
I know.
super
Obviously,
gangster.
you're telling people that could kill you, come and try to kill me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fuck your mom, fuck your dead sister, fuck your this, fuck your that, and then you're just living your life.
Yeah. People that have murdered people.
Moida.
Yeah, you know? So, yeah. He did bring it upon himself at the end of the day.
I like the way you say it. He brought it upon himself. Young Takashi 6ix9ine brought it upon himself. The wrath of the angry rappers, the Brooklyn Knights, as it were. Like, so stupid.
The Brooklyn Knights.
Yes, with a K. You can't be that slow. It's impossible.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
The Brooklyn Knights with a K?
Yeah.
But Knights is already with a K.
This is what I deal with.
Can you explain it to me?
No, it's fine.
Can you explain it to me?
I'll let him explain it.
No,
please.
No one's explaining. No one's explaining anything to you.
Come on.
Well, Knights can also be with no K. You know that, right? Brooklyn Knights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm retarded. I'm retarded.
As simple as
we
that.
know. Yeah,
I'm retarded.
And we
as simple as that.
Okay.
We called it.
Retarded.
When are we going back up on stage?
Oh, so we got to talk about this. Other places around Montreal are opening up. My French fans are fucking busting my balls, sending me messages.
Okay.
We gotta hook it up. We gotta go down there, collect that paper.
We'll take a look. We'll see how we're gonna fucking do this. We'll have to see first of all the venues that are opened.
Yeah.
And we have to see how many people they can take, and then we'll get to fucking work.
Some places, no one's open at. Is anyone open at 100% capacity in Quebec or nobody?
Zero. I think everything is maximum 50 people, no? Or maybe 250.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I avoid it like the plague now because the news is always stupid, so I avoid it.
So it's been like a month. I just fucking disconnected. I just wait to see when Montreal's gonna go back into orange. But this fucking, we're the only place in the world, I think, that has this
curfew.
Curfew on top of the color.
I already said it. The guy, now we see who he really is. He got power, and we see he's not letting it go. He's just like, I'm right. He doesn't want to let it go.
Yeah.
But the curfew is it's the only place I drew the line. Everything else I was for. I was like, yeah, man, do what you got to do to stop it. The curfew, especially now having the curfew, I draw the line at that. I go, now you're abusing your power, you're done.
Fucking fuming right now. But yeah, at this point, we'll check if...
and we're not allowed to go anywhere, she says. Mademoiselle says if we're in a red zone, you can't go to other zones.
We're allowed performing. We're not allowed going to a restaurant, but we're allowed performing.
But Marie Renee says we're going to be in orange zone soon. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, fuck. Like there must, even, let's say it's been what? I think tomorrow is when it starts for these everything except Le Grand Montréal.
Yeah.
So I would maybe, let's say, knock on wood and anticipate in like 3 weeks. But then even the venues, they don't open after the 3 weeks. They need a leeway.
They need leeway, yeah. They need to know when they're going to open so that we can book.
Exactly. So at that point,
I got to make posters and shit.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I'm just so fucking pumped, man.
Oh, I'm excited.
When's the last time you performed?
October, right before the first shutdown.
October. Did you do any Zoom podcasts recently?
Nah, I'm never going to do a Zoom podcast. Zoom shows, stand-up.
Yeah,
never. I'm never going to do it. I said no to all of them. I survived this long. I'm not going to do another one.
Because at this point, I've seen some comics. What I like about the hustle is even if I don't like Zoom shows, I fucking respect someone that goes up.
I'm not talking shit to people that did Zoom shows. Personally, I don't want to do a Zoom show, so I will not do it.
Did you do one or you did zero?
No, I did zero. I don't want to do a Zoom comedy show. Zoom podcast is the furthest I'll go.
Even the podcast.
Even the podcast, I don't like it as much as being with people like now. Yeah. But if that's the only way, like my friends are in the States, that's the only way I could do it. So that I'm fine with. But to do stand-up, no, fuck that shit. It's not for me. Yeah,
we did one Zoom podcast, and even then, even podcasts that I like, as soon as it's Zoom, I'm like,
it's weird, yeah. I
can't do this shit.
Well, that's how we feel too. With 2 Drink Minimum, we're waiting to get back. We want things to open up so we could go back to Bordel, and not even upstairs. He's doing in the daytime the Suzukut, but we're waiting for everything to open up so we could do 2 Drink Minimum. Because right now it's not in their best interest to open for another day, also because Luke is like 40 minutes away. So to come in 3 times a week now and do the fucking 80 minutes.
Are people still recording in the studio?
Upstairs, no.
Completely empty.
Over there, yeah.
Why don't they use it?
Who's going to use it?
I don't know. People that...
2 Drink Minimum's not doing it from there.
Okay, and the other guy...
We were the main guys using it.
It was you. There was another guy called Etienne Dano that was doing this like behind the scene, like during the Bordel nights.
But there's no Bordel nights, so what's he going to talk about? Because they used to come upstairs and do their show and go down, which is a good...
It's fucking
but it doesn't exist anymore. So until it gets back rolling, those podcasts can't exist.
What a fucking shame, man. This studio is so beautiful.
That studio, I love that studio. Yeah.
So beautiful.
I think 2 Drink Minimum fits in either a studio like that, like where we're all together.
Can't you just put up plexiglass, like if that's the main concern?
No, the concern isn't that. I mean, we're already doing the podcast here.
Yeah.
The concern is that we can't have another day there now because we're not going to get them to be coming in every day for a podcast. It's not worth it for them. No. It's a waste of time. That's the only reason. Once it opens up and they're allowed to stay open all day.
Okay, I thought Mike was a bit more worried about.
Well, no, he's going to do Suzukut there. He does Suzukut in front of people.
Plexiglass and whatnot. So I
don't know if there's plexiglass. I think just the first row has to wear their stuff. I think even that changed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's fucking sick though that he started doing it again in the venues because technically it is a production. It is. Yeah. It's in front of people. Is it weird to record with less people a podcast?
Probably, but the thing is,
like when you guys were doing it.
We did it during COVID too, and it was a little weird because you couldn't have a lot of people, and so it was, but it wasn't bad. Like even the people that were there behind the plexiglass, all you had to get used to was the glass. That was weird because a lot of times, it depends where I'm looking, I would see my own reflection. So people thought that like I was looking at them and I was smiling because they were laughing, but a lot of times I was smiling because I was looking at myself and I looked goofy.
Yeah.
So I was like laughing at myself.
Yeah.
But like, oh, he's looking at us. And they would tell me after, like, when you said the joke, I saw you looked at me. I was like, I can't see anyone. I see myself. And they're like, really?
It's true. Even performing was like that. But I wonder, like, a podcast is less of a back and forth with the crowd. Do you guys include the crowd in the bits? Like, is there some crowd work with the podcast when you do it live?
We started more and more on 2 Drink Minimum. Like, we'd look at them and get a reaction from Poseidon. Or Poseidon would say something like, that's the way everybody does it. And then we'd be like, really, guys? Is that the way everybody does it? Do you guys think it's normal? And then they would react.
Okay.
So we started doing more and more of that. So that was fun. Now, because Poseidon produces them on Mondays, like I'm here, through Skype with Mike. So now what we're doing, while we're going to be doing it in studio, we're going to be adding more topical stuff, like more videos that he'll bring up, pictures, stuff like that. Yeah. Since we're doing it through the internet or whatever, let's take advantage of that until we're back where we belong. And once we're in front of people, then it has a different vibe.
But the point of 2 Drink Minimum initially was to do it in front of people?
No, never. 2 Drink Minimum was supposed to just be me and Mike shooting the shit.
Okay.
And then get guests, and then it turned into bullying Poseidon. So it's always evolving. So the best 2 Drink Minimum that you can get, there's 2. The ones that were in the studio together, like Bordel or here or whatever, because it's just us shooting the shit, or in front of an audience. Those are the best ones because they're both in our elements. In front of the audience, it's like we're doing stand-up. So we have fun. We're comfortable. We're not like, there's people watching us. We're having a good time. Yeah. And people are laughing and you feed off that energy and you know where to go. And when you're in a studio, it's fun because it's just me and Mike alone with Poseidon and we just go crazy. And there's no limits because we can't tell that people are offended. Like, we don't hear that. So we just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 2 work well.
How was your Suzekut?
It was good.
The recent one.
He did a few of them, yeah.
Yeah. There was the one in Valdor.
Yeah, that
and
one with Christian.
The one that we did together, I think, right?
No,
Yeah,
you
you've done it.
did three times. You did it with
three
Jean
times.
Thomas also. You did it with Jean Thomas.
Oh yes, in Mike's backyard.
Yeah, I did it three times
yeah.
also.
Yeah, I did.
I did it with
Did you
Jan.
guys go together?
The first time we went on, we were together. It was me,
No,
Mike, and him.
Driving to Val d'Or.
Yeah, together.
You drove
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Because I had the show before with Jan, and then he went on an hour after with Christine.
Christian aussi.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Val d'Or, was it your first time in like... oh no, we did Quebec City.
Oh, Valdor was completely different.
We did Quebec City, but I was thinking like en région, was it?
It was the first time, yeah.
Because Jacob was telling me that, especially when we were closed down, they were open and
Yeah.
like, people were just out. It's like a different fucking country.
It was weird, but we had rules that we had to abide by because we were coming from Montreal, so we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go outside to meet fans. We couldn't talk to people.
Okay.
Just in case. We couldn't go out to places because
Yeah.
in case they would get a case, they would blame us.
No, for sure.
And they would blame Mike, the
Yeah.
whole production. So we didn't really get to go out.
I was seeing the tweets. Some people were like, "Don't come to Val d'Or and fucking."
Yeah, they were mad at us.
They're
Yeah.
dirty our city, and
And I was laughing. It's funny because Jan was getting pissed and he was arguing with people online like he always does, like on Twitter, like, fuck you, I'll go wherever I want. Because I think he's from there. I think,
From
yeah.
Val d'Or?
Oh, he's
Okay.
from
Yeah.
there on top of it.
So he's like, I'll go where the fuck I want, whatever. And me, I was just laughing, like, lol. Yeah, I'm coming. Like, deal with it, Cedric. Like, whatever to fucking tell you, I'm coming.
we're coming and we're coming to make our money.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Like, it's a paid gig and we're having fun. Like,
Yeah.
if Mike tells me go, I'm gonna, as long
You're
as
not being reckless, like you're
I'm not being
fucking,
reckless.
the grinding on some girls in the fucking. You're just doing your podcast and getting the fuck out.
no, all he had to say was, do you want to do it? I said, yeah, you want me to come? Oh, I'm coming. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
There was no negotiating.
I'll drive 10 hours. Fuck it.
It was a long drive though.
Yeah. Very long drive.
It's worth it though.
Yeah.
We're getting back on the fucking road soon, hopefully.
Well, it felt good because, just being in front of people. But most of the episode was just us fucking with Jan because Jan was very anxious and because he keeps fighting people online.
yeah.
So he was taking it out on the, and I was defending the people he was fighting against, which made it funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. He was
I
like,
see that you're getting a lot from that. Let's say from this was good. The French cast is starting to fucking.
the French cast is going well. I have another one dropping tomorrow with Milin. She came and she talked about, because I was curious about how she started because she's a manager in
Yeah.
comedy now and she worked for like one of the big companies. But I was curious to see how, because she never did stand up, but she loves stand up. Like she loves it. It's like, well, did you ever try? Like, how did this start? So we record an episode, drops
Sick.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Fucking nice.
That was nice just to hear about her little career and how she went and now she's doing cool things.
She's a hustler. She fucking works hard.
She works hard. She knows how to hustle. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think they have I don't know their full roster, but I think they have a roster.
they have
good.
they have the big ballers. And they have
They have
the top names.
They,
Well, actually, they separated.
they separated, but her roster now,
Her roster now.
I
is
think
the
it's probably
big
still
boys.
strong. Yeah, for sure.
The big boys.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm looking at the chat. They're saying someone identifies as Poseidon for the rest of the day. Jofo. For the rest of the day, he identifies as Poseidon.
Oh, that's nice.
No, now he changed it. He's just going to be multiple people. They, them today. Respect that. Respect it.
Never.
Poseidon gets angry if somebody tells him respect this. Just this is what Poseidon. It doubles down. He's like, well, fuck no.
Respectful people.
Yeah.
Fuck
If you told me to do it, then I won't do it.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel too. If you force me to do something, I won't do it.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I don't know where that comes from.
It's you're a rebel. It's being Greek.
yeah.
We're
It's
rebellious.
being 100%
Yeah.
Greek.
Yeah. You could tell. Drink some water. Really? Well, fuck you. Guess who's not drinking water? Like
I'd
we're-
rather die than drink this fucking water.
Yeah, we're very rebellious.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do. I want to do it. I want to
Yeah.
be free.
Yeah.
We're big on freedom.
Yes, very big on freedom.
Yeah.
America.
America. Yeah.
What?
America.
America. Oh, you're saying America.
America.
New South Park coming out, eh?
Seriously?
Yeah, they said it's like a
It wasn't last season.
no, they're dropping a special for the vaccine. I think it's called, and I think they're gonna talk about QAnon. They're gonna make fun of
Oh,
it because
no.
I saw the logo and it wrote South Park, but the K was a Q.
No.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Man, I gotta get on South Park, bro.
What do you mean? You gotta get? How would you get
Like
on
a
South
roll?
Park?
No, I mean like watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
you've never watched South
I
Park?
haven't watched to this day. I haven't watched a single episode
Stop
of
smacking the desk, but yeah.
South Park, but I feel like I would love the fuck out of that show.
You was a fucking good word.
But the problem is, you would only get like 20% of the jokes.
Ah, yes.
We used to watch it when we were kids, like
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
11, 12. And my parents never told us to turn it off because they didn't really understand English. So we would watch it in front of them. And it's only when like the very graphic stuff would start happening.
When Saddam Hussein was raping the devil.
That's exactly when my parents were like, wait, something's off here. And
Saddam Hussein was dating the devil.
Yeah.
After he, no, even before he died. Before Saddam Hussein was hung.
That was way before.
He was a character on the show and he was in hell with the devil.
That's funny.
And he was dating the devil, but he was dominating the devil. I said, come on, guy. You remember that? Come on, baby. Why you gotta get like that? That's the funniest fucking thing, yeah.
You would love it. It's hilarious that you've never watched it.
You never saw Cartman yell, because Cartman used to get mad. His mom was a whore, and everybody knew it. She was doing pornos online. He's like, yeah, what? That's not my mom. My mom's not a whore. And every time they'd get to fight with him, like, your mom's a whore. God damn it, man! He'd get mad at his mom. He was trying to find his father. But I remember the cat used to fight with his cat because his cat used to eat his food. No, Kenny, that's my papa. You never saw that? No, Kenny, that's... You never saw that shit?
I gotta get on
that. It's the best, bro.
It's fucking amazing.
They had the best bits. Like at the time.
So well written.
So well written. A lot of stuff stayed in the culture.
Yeah.
That they would say, we would reference South Park.
It's only on YouTube.
South Park.
Yeah, and you can only rent
That's
episodes.
absolutely not true. Don't you have Crave?
I do.
So just watch Comedy Central. And there's a website, southpark.com or South Park.
Yeah,
there's a website that has every episode.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh, is it free?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I've watched most of them off the website.
Okay.
Well, I haven't been in a while, but Alex will give you links. Alex used to give me links all the time to South Park. And they would go crazy to make those episodes.
It gave me
you don't have to find it now. These are things that you could do on your own time.
I apologize. Yeah, I just realized what I did.
These South Park is, I don't know, it's one of the best shows I think ever made.
The most well-written cartoon.
Yeah. A lot of people, they see it at face value and they're like, this is for kids or whatever. But it was actually very, very smart. Sometimes the humor, maybe people didn't like it. It was too lowbrow, some of the bits. But in general, it was one of the most well-written. And the satire, the comedy, was very, very smart. Like there was layers.
Other levels.
And pushed other levels because there was layers.
They had more freedom, let's say, than a show like The Simpsons or even Family Guy up to some point, which was fucking well-written up until the later seasons. It's not really comparable because South Park had total freedom to do whatever the fuck they wanted.
But because they gave themselves total freedom.
Exactly.
They didn't pick a side. Family Guy picked a side. Seth MacFarlane picked a side.
Seth specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
But this side wasn't as vocal at the beginning.
No, it wasn't in the beginning. It just became after when he wanted to get cloud points.
Yeah.
So he picked a side. That eliminates... That's why I tell you it's not good to join a group. Because then we pick a side. So right now, if I join, I don't know, like the left,
ISIS.
I can't make fun of the right anymore. If I join the right, I can't make fun. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's not good for comedy. Because you need to be objective so that you can make fun of everyone.
Yep.
Like South Park. South Park didn't give a fuck about your political affiliation, everything. Where you said it's stupid, it's stupid. We're going to make fun of it.
Yeah.
That's what you need in comedy. Because we're allowed, society, we were until people started canceling everything, but we're supposed to tell the king that he's stupid. We're the only guys, the court jester, that's supposed to be able to say that. Right? So when you stop doing that, when you become a mouthpiece, like late night television, late night television no longer critiques power. Late night television listens to power. Late night television was like, oh wow, they're speaking to power because they're counterculture because they're making fun of Trump. No, the culture was making fun of Trump. Yeah. Mainstream media, they just found the mainstream. You get it? So you became a mouthpiece. You're no longer a comic.
Yeah.
They're feeding you what to say. South Park never did that. South Park made fun of whatever the fuck they wanted to. There was no celebrity. There was no president. No nothing that was off limits. No religion. Nothing was off limits. Remember the Muhammad episode where they threatened to bomb Comedy Central or whatever, and they're like, "No, we're still doing it.
We're still doing it. Fuck you."
I think this is the show that I'm gonna binge watch.
So, yeah, in the beginning, it'll take you some time because the art was much more crude in the beginning. It was early on, but it's still a lot of fun. Like
you don't even have to start it. There are, of course, some episodes that have references to the past, like the fact that Kenny dies at every single episode. So like it's a running gag, but I mean, you can start it midway through. There's no.
Does he still die in every episode? I don't think so.
I haven't watched South Park in years.
Yeah. I've seen some episodes. I don't remember if he dies in every episode. He might still, but that was the thing. He would die in every episode. And they would always have the line, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastards," or whatever. Okay. So it was a whole like they had different, but also Jesus in it. Jesus has a whole story arc. He's there. Jesus is like in the town. He's part of town, but he's Jesus. They call him Jesus. And he had a boxing match with the Satan. Remember? So they go, we're gonna fight for all the souls and all that, and Satan is jacked, and Jesus is just like some hippie guy. He's like, fuck, he's gonna get killed, you know. And then Cartman's like, this is, I can't put all my money on Satan. Like, started betting on it, and then they start, and he just does a little jab to the devil, and the devil just he drops down. The devil threw the fight so he could collect the money. He bet on Jesus. He bet on Jesus. No! There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He falls on. You're like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, Jesus wins. And the devil's like, he has one eye open. He's like, yeah, that's right. he threw the fight. He just bet on Jesus.
This is crazy.
Yeah, because he was like a heavy underdog, Jesus, because he was so big, and so it was impossible to beat him. Stuff like that. Yeah, like Damien, when his son goes to South Park, the devil's son. His name is Damien. He goes to South Park Elementary, and every time he's on screen, he's like, Nostos Dominus. That's the funniest fucking thing, bro. God. Yeah, they make fun of the Omen.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get on this.
Politicians and celebrities, no one was safe. They're the ones who showed everybody what Scientology was.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
There was an episode of Scientology that they were talking about Tom Cruise and all that shit. Tom Cruise, remember, Tom Cruise was in the closet, right? That was the whole thing.
I don't remember that specific episode, but I remember having a lot of backlash about that episode.
So what they did is they cartoonified what the religion says. And they kept saying in the bottom, we know this looks stupid. This is really what they believe. No. They really believe this because it just seemed crazy. But this was stuff that, because it's like a cult and it's like a pyramid scheme. So in order to unlock this information, you have to be like a certain level or wherever you pay money. Yeah. So they were just showing all the information from the top. This is what they believe. So people could see it and they're like, that's fucking retarded. This isn't real. So Scientologists got really pissed. And one of the people on the show, what's his name? Isaac Hayes. He was chef.
Okay.
He became a Scientologist and he got mad at them and left the show.
Shit.
Yeah. And then they made fun of him a bit, but they still love him, but they said, like, look, we made fun of everything.
We can't censor ourselves.
We made fun of Jews, Christians, Muslims, or whatever. And the crew, there's Jews, there's Muslims, there's Christians, there's everything. So we can't make fun of all of us, and then you specifically, because you're a Scientologist, when you do something ridiculous, when your religion says stupid shit, we can't make fun of you. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then the next episode, they made him, they had to get rid of the character chef. So they made it seem that chef was a child molester. And what they did is they took sound bits from all the years to make sense. Like, hello, children, show me your balls.
No.
So, and look, we gotta get rid of him. We're the child molester. They're very funny.
Genius.
I gotta get on this.
Dude, South Park was great.
I think I'm starting it tonight.
You should. South Park is a good show. There's a lot of good shows like that went. For us, we were young, so it was part of the culture, so we watched it. But there's some people that were just at that age, they were just a bit older, that it missed them.
They missed them.
And they didn't realize how good. Culture. Yeah, they didn't realize how good they had it. Because dude, that was a great show. They were criticized everything. J-Lo, remember J-Lo with basically
Ben Affleck was like his father. I think Ben Affleck had an ass for a face.
Yeah. No. And J-Lo basically Cartman remade J-Lo in his fist. It was just two lips and stuff.
Okay.
And then that became super famous. J-Lo on the runway, and it was just. It's so funny. And Lord, the singer Lord.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Lord? Because you said but it seemed like you were lying.
I've heard about it, but I don't know.
No, it's her, Lord. The singer Lord.
No, I don't.
Remember that song Royals?
Yes.
We Could Be that was her, Lord.
Okay.
Anyway, she's a singer from New Zealand, I think.
Okay.
So her Lord in the South Park universe, Lord is Stan's dad.
I don't know who Stan is.
I did not know that. I stopped watching at that point. Like Lord
Randy. So Randy, it just he basically go in. He has the mustache, everything. But he puts a wig on. And he's like, "Yeah, I am Lord. I am Lord. Yeah. And it became he was Lord. Like in that universe, Lord exists, but it's really him pretending. And
like
the
Hannah
real
Montana situation.
Yeah, like a Hannah Montana. And the real Lord in real life, she saw the videos. She found it hilarious. Hilarious. There's videos of her making fun. She's like, I am Lord, la la la. She loves it. She gets, they're fucking around because it's just a joke. She's not there like, oh, I'm not a man. Like, it's just funny because it's Randy.
Yeah.
I am Lord. Yeah. That's why.
I'm going to get on this.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious. They're very good. They're very good. Those are the guys that I wish we lived in the same city with them. So we could find excuses to work with them.
Excuses to work with them and have direct access to these people. I wonder if there's any shows in Quebec or even in Canada that had that level of, first of all, freedom and that have had that much impact. From what I remember, and even remember, it's very recent, and even then it's not even comparable to South Park, but the only show that got so much recognition coming out of Canada was Schitt's Creek, and recent.
But Schitt's Creek is not a bad show, but it's nothing. It doesn't push the envelope.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not comparable as in pushing the envelope, but I'm wondering if there's any shows that were pushing the envelope from not from Montreal, from Canada, and that made it mainstream.
Not like that. No.
Is it because we don't have the funds to be able to sustain?
No, it's not the funds. Is nobody here. We were always one step behind, like culture in terms of freedom of expression. So people are always nervous. Like look at us. Like look at Mike. Mike made a joke and it became so. But I think it's definitely coming. Like so we're working on a web series too that's gonna come out soon. So and we're not censoring ourselves at all. So there's a lot of stuff coming. There's a lot of stuff coming, but it depends. I don't think it's gonna come out of Toronto because now they're eating each other. He said offensive stuff. She's a rapist. No, all that shit. So I think they're eating themselves. They're too scared to just be free and do whatever they want. Not care who they offend, just be fun. I don't think it's gonna come out. If it comes out of anywhere, it's gonna be Quebec.
Just fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
What a weird fucking world, though.
The gerbil in Mr. Slave's ass. He had dude. It was so fucking funny, dude. That show did so many funny fucking things, man. With the school,
it's crazy to be able to sustain it. I mean, there's so much content now that happening around the world that every episode could be based on something that happened in real life.
Yeah.
But to be able to sustain so many years and still have this cult-like fan base and people that are still following you and still gaining traction is very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the game too.
But it's passion. That's passion. It's because they love what they're doing.
Unfiltered passion.
Unfiltered passion. Because they never had to. They were always like, "Fuck you." But you have to edit. No, I don't have to edit shit. This is what we're producing. People are watching for our ideas. You want the show? This comes with the show.
Absolutely.
We have Final Cut. I've seen the. There's a little documentary about them. 6 Days to Air, I think it's called. You can find it online. It's very good. It just shows the process of them making an episode, the stressfulness of going back and forth with the network. And they have to have, because basically they would make it in a week, and cartoons are hard to make.
Fucking difficult.
So they're struggling to come up with an idea and do it, and it's just crazy. They're always last minute. And then sometimes they have stuff they have to change. Like, well, look, we could air it, but we'll have to cut this out because of...
lawsuits.
Yeah, you use too many words. And it's like, fuck. So, they have to go back to the drawing board and figure shit out, and it was crazy. Yeah.
There's so much going... Especially, I wonder at that level, I mean, there's so much legal background also that they need to vet before releasing the episodes.
Well, the good thing in the States is that there's laws that protect you when it's satire. And this is a cartoon. It's clearly not defamation. It's satirical.
Yeah.
So they're not as butthurt as here. Whereas here, some people try to go after you. Satire is very important there. Art is important. You can say whatever you want about the States, but freedom of speech is a big thing in the States.
For sure.
So they try to protect as much as they can. If it's not hate, hate speech is hard to say because there's hate speech, but then there's a lot of people who, if speech they don't like, they say it's hate speech. Because you hate it, it's hate. No, just because you hate it doesn't make it hate speech.
For sure.
That's absurd, Because a lot of shit people hate. It's not hate speech.
No,
just you don't fucking like
it's
it.
An opinion.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Hannah Montana, I don't watch it. It's hate speech. That's crazy. So they have stuff that protects them. Because satirically, you should be free to make fun. Like
there should be up to a certain point, there should be no limits to what you want to say in the context of a joke.
Yeah, or the context of art.
Or art.
But I remember the Islam thing, the Muhammad thing. They got in a lot of trouble with that. It was during Imagination episode. I think it was Imagination Land, because they had all the deities, including Santa Claus, Jesus, whatever you wanted. And then they had Muhammad on the first episode, and then in the second one, they still had him, but the Comedy Central put a black bar over him, so it's just following him everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna binge watch the fuck out of this.
Yeah, they were scared Comedy Central was scared to get bombed. They were getting threats, so they were scared to get bombed.
Charlie Hebdo was around that time too.
Yeah,
so
that's why.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they
Fuck.
But they're like, no, man, we're including all of them, no?
Yeah.
He goes, okay, so we're including all of them. Fuck it.
Yeah. Everyone's getting made fun of.
Yeah, everyone's getting made fun of.
We can all either have fun or none of us have fun.
There you go.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, RBO would canceled for everything. I don't know what RBO is.
Yeah, that's
what's that?
It used to be like a sketch troupe with Guillaume Lepage, the guy that has Tout le monde en parle.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of other guys. I'm sorry, I don't know what their names are. And they were like a cult, like they were pushing the envelope, and they were making like very satirical content about Quebec, like in songs and sketches and whatnot.
I like that.
So they became huge in the end of 80s, I think, 90s. That's when they started picking up, and they were pushing the envelope in Quebec. That's very true. I forgot about these. It's not really a show, but it was. I think they were a live troupe, and I'm not sure if they landed a TV show. Correct me in the chat, but yeah, they were. Guillaume Lepage and other people were pushing the envelope in Quebec, and they were not censoring themselves, and like,
I like
they were
that.
known as like very crude and very nasty material.
But some of it seems nasty at times when you look back to, oh, people, they're just making fun of, religious, but it's never, the layer is never that simple. It looks like that to you when you're looking. You're like, oh, why is Santa Claus? Are they making fun of Santa Claus? But there's subtext to it. You know what I mean? Like the Jesus thing was funny about the people that were believing in him in the town, and then the hotline that he had. And there's a lot of subtext about church.
Yep.
And that's what the joke was. The joke wasn't at face value, Jesus lives there. You know, the joke was 100%. About religion.
Yeah.
And but if you were a dummy and you just see stuff at face value, that's all you take.
That's all you take.
That's all you take. Like, it's like the people that ask questions like you about the podcast when they tell them, people message him or me, but they start messaging and they'll tell him, hey, how do I start a podcast? You know what kind of loaded question that is?
Oh no, even worse.
But how much of a loaded question that is? Because
how do I start?
Like I don't know. You have to have an idea. You have to get microphones. Like it's such a loaded question that they trap you in, right? Because to them at face value it's just I need a microphone. Well, what? So much that goes into it. Like
this one was even worse. I got, do you want to give me tips?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't.
Like,
no.
Fuck you for asking me
Either come
that.
and ask me specific questions or like don't fucking waste my time.
Ask me a specific question.
No.
Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? That's different. That's easy to answer because it's a specific question.
What server do you use?
Yeah, something like that. But when it's something like a loaded question, how do I get into stand-up comedy?
Should I start,
I've had that.
Should I start stand-up?
And I'm like, oh yeah, should I start? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. How can I tell you if you should start?
First of all, no, you shouldn't.
There's no
Second of
barrier
all,
to entry. I mean, go to an open mic or whatever, but you ask me for something, an answer doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's no direct answer to that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a lot of people that don't understand comedy. They see stuff at face value. Like if you're making fun of, you're making fun of Trump.
Real estate agents.
Yeah, real estate agents. They think, oh, fuck, this guy hates all Republicans. This guy hates all Democrats. This guy. No, you're just blanketing it.
Yeah.
Look at what I'm making fun of.
Speaking of Republicans, I know this is completely
Off
topic. Have you guys seen what the fuck they've done to My Pillow guy?
Oh, they're trying to cancel the My Pillow guy.
They
seen
canceled
that
him,
shit,
They
bro?
removed his Twitter, if I'm not wrong.
For what?
They removed his
The
Twitter.
guy sells pillows. Why? Because he likes Trump? Because he likes Trump?
Yeah, they fucked with his website.
Because he likes Trump.
Yeah, crazy shit. Have you seen this crazy shit?
No.
bro?
I just heard that the My Pillow guy was canceled, but I didn't know what they were
Bro, the
referencing.
guy was a crack addict.
My Pillow.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know where the keys
Oh,
are?
there's 9 minutes left. You can't hold out?
Yeah, okay, hold it.
We'll cut it early. We'll cut it early to let him piss. I got to take a piss too.
Bro, this guy, just because he came out voicing that he supported Trump, he's Republican and this, that, they want to fucking destroy him.
I think they did. I think they canceled the Twitter, if I'm not wrong.
That's
and I think
stupid.
Bro, his sales dropped down like insane.
Yeah, they're saying that he's a Nazi or whatever.
Bro.
He's just some guy selling pillows.
It was the same thing for the beans. There was like this Mexican company, or was
Yeah,
it an
Goya
American-
beans.
Was it an American company or a Mexican company?
I think it was a Mexican people. It was a Mexican-owned company or some shit like that.
In America, yeah, they tried to cancel them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucked up shit like that. And the guy was a fucking nice story. Have you heard his story?
Yeah, he's a good, and
guy-
apparently he's a nice guy.
Yeah, the guy was a crack addict. And I was a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna go back to being a crack addict.
So the crack's coming back, bro.
Bro, people are fucked, bro.
Yeah, people are fucked.
People are fucked.
They're mad. He likes someone I don't like, therefore he should die. It's absurd. If you're like that, man,
I wonder if there's
kill
any.
yourself.
I wonder if there's any satisfaction, let's say, coming from someone who's trying to cancel this guy, and the guy shoots himself. And they're like, okay, I feel fulfilled
Yeah.
now.
That's
Of
evil.
course,
You think so?
but I see it in
That
Twitter all
is-
the time. When
that is
somebody
evil.
dies that they didn't like their politics or whatever, they write the most heinous shit. Good for them, they fucking died. They're Republic. Good for them, they fucking died. They're stupid libtards. Good for them. Whatever you want, whatever side you're on, the opposite. People go crazy. They have no more respect.
No respect.
Yeah. They do shit that you should say for like serial killers, rapists,
People that
dictators.
have opinions.
Yeah.
Worst case, don't light up a candle, but shut your fucking
I don't
mouth.
like-
Let the guy let it die in peace.
You know me, I don't like politicians. I don't like politicians. If fucking a senator gets killed or if Trudeau dies, not going to that, I'm not gonna be fucking happy about it. That's terrible.
Yeah.
The guy didn't murder anyone. You know, he didn't rape anyone. Like, it's crazy to be like, yeah, good, he fucking died. He voted for someone I didn't like. That's crazy.
No.
But it's part of this entitled bitch ass generation.
Yeah.
50 Cent also talks about that in his book. He goes, it's only in North America, though, because this guy has toured the world and shit. It's only in North America, this problem. They don't have the same problem in Europe.
You know why? Because we feel entitled here. Everyone here thinks that the world owes them something.
Too much freedom.
Yeah, they owe them something, but you haven't done shit. But you feel like you basically, people come out and they feel, oh, I shouldn't be offended. You owe me something. Basically, you need to protect me. I shouldn't be able to come to your comedy club and hear a joke I don't like. Yeah, fuck you. You're not a protected class. You're going to hear the jokes that the guy's making, and some you'll like, some you won't. That's just how it works. But they're so entitled. Oh, no. I like this politician. Why didn't he win? Fuck that. The other guy's a Nazi if the other guy won. I wanted him. Why didn't he win? You're entitled. They're so entitled that they think everything needs to go their way. When it doesn't, they act like children. They throw tantrums. They cry, they scream. It's a weird generation, but we go through it in cycles. You're going to have a generation like that, and then their kids are going to see how crazy they are.
They're going to try
and
to
shift it. Yeah.
Which is happening now. Everybody was going crazy for Joe Biden, and the Democrats are like, oh, yeah, maybe it's not working out.
Maybe it's not working out. Yeah, but that's what's going to happen because it's people feel entitled. Us, it's different. When we were growing up, we were at that generation where, first of all, everything was like technology was moving, but I guess because being children of immigrants, we didn't have anything. So there was no entitlement to feel. We're like, oh, we're lucky to be here.
Have you ever felt offended?
What do you mean?
Did you ever feel that feeling of I'm offended?
I felt bad before.
Felt bad, but I'm saying, like, have you heard someone say something and it actually triggered you in the sense of I'm offended for a group? Offense, not someone tells you your mom is a piece of shit. Not talking about that. An offensive joke. I'm really curious because I can't recall a time where
I can't recall like a specific situation like that. I can't. I could feel bad like if somebody's, like what you said, like if they're talking shit about even him, if somebody's like really mean to him or whatever, like, hey bro, like, calm down.
Yeah.
But I don't recall I've never had the feeling of like someone makes a joke about someone makes a joke about Korea and I'm like, oh my God, the Koreans. I've never had that. No, I've never been offended on behalf of someone like that for a joke. No,
or for yourself.
No, I do feel bad for some groups of people and stuff like a lot of times Native Americans. I feel bad like they get fucked over a lot.
Yeah.
I don't mean in jokes wise. I mean in general, politically they've been
in real life.
In real life they get fucked over. I guess that I can't control. Sometimes like, oh fuck, bro, it's like
you wish you could help more, but
because this is their this is where they come from, and we've completely here you're on this thing now. It's weird that there's things like that bug me. I wouldn't say offended. Like I'm not like I don't, but it does
bother you. Okay.
Yeah, it does bother me. But I've never had a globally offense thing like oh my God, what did he say about the Queen? Oh, I would never. No, I don't have that. I don't have that in me.
Okay.
Me, it's the opposite. When people say something that I know is going to be offensive, I like that person more.
No, he's not. You didn't understand what he asked. That's not what he was asking.
No, that's not what, because if you're just trying to be offensive, that's
not what he's asking.
I've heard open mic comedians that just go up on
because you don't control offense.
Yeah.
I
was saying actually, like, have you heard something and you're like, oh my God.
Well, I've heard racist. I've heard some racist shit, but I haven't been flabbergasted. Like even at open mics at the Communist, I remember
the open mics are a fucking shithole for these types of jokes.
I remember there was a guy that even after I was like, bro, like that was just, you didn't say jokes. That was just racist shit over and over. There was no jokes.
But that's the thing.
But I was never like, oh my God. I was never offended by it. I was just like, dude, like you want it to work. You could say kind of the same thing, but you have to formulate it in a joke.
Make it funny.
Because I say all kinds of racist, whatever the fuck. But the whole point is it's supposed to be a joke. Even if it's shocking, like I'll say shocking stuff, but it fits into the context of there's a joke in there.
It's clearly a joke, except you have some, especially open micers at the beginning.
They're
funny at the office with their friends.
That's the thing.
Then they just show up and they're like, oh, whatever I'm saying around 2-3 beers with my friends, I can just go up on stage now and start fucking spitting the same thing. That's not how it works.
Because they get the gas to the, you're not allowed to say that. And they think you're not allowed to say that
it's a laugh.
Means it's a laugh. It's not. You can get the, oh my, the stoning joke that I have. Have you heard this? Okay, so that, it fits in the way I do it now, and it's a joke. Like, oh fuck, that's okay. I see what he's doing there, and that's why it fits in.
They laugh, they start laughing, then you hear
and then
they laugh hard first
because you trick them, and then they get mad that you tricked them. That I tricked them into laughing at something serious, and like, all right, motherfucker, okay, you told us you were gonna fuck with us, and you did it. Like we said, it's not gonna happen. And you fucked us. That's what makes it work.
Exactly.
But if I just went there and said the thing with no context, no joke, it just seems crazy. Yeah. It just seems insane.
You literally look like a lunatic.
You look like a lunatic, you look like a lunatic. But it's a whole thing. Anywho, Emile, where are the people going to find you online?
Very important, YouTube, sans commentaire. We're so close to hitting 500 subscribers. If you can make this happen tonight, insane. At Emile Coury on Instagram or Facebook, Twitter.
Emile Coury, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, find him. But sans commentaire, if you speak French, why aren't you subscribed already? I've had Jacob and Emile here in studio for many episodes. check them out. And if they start working with us, we might force them to do an English podcast, which would be my plan in the future. So patreon.com/Pantelis. That's where you go to get Poseidon's hit show In Bed with Poseidon every week. Patreon.com is also where you go to get exclusive bonus podcasts. New bonus podcast dropping this week. Tomorrow, Pantelis podcast. Actually, no, it's a French cast tomorrow with Milene. So tomorrow in the morning, it comes out everywhere. If you're on Patreon, then you already got it. You already got the Milene episode. You could check that out if you speak French. If not, you got to wait till tomorrow. Mr. Poseidon can be followed at twitch.tv/theposeidon69. Is that it? That's correct. ThePoseidon69 on Twitter and Instagram as well. You could follow us on all social media. There's links in the description. Don't forget. We got podcasts dropping nearly every day. New episode of The Intellectual drops this week on Thursday. New episode of 2 Drink Minimum goes live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on that very channel. Patreon.com/Pantelis. That's all you need to know. Thank you guys, and go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, yo.